And we are live. What's good, Josh? Your man DL saying how y'all feeling? Welcome. So I really want to know podcast, guys. What's good? How y'all feeling? I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I was talking to a really good friend of mine um on the West Coast. I was just talking to him, and it's always a good friend, always good to talk to my buddy Howie out there on the West Coast. He uses an alias. He knows what I'm talking about. Shout out to you, Howie. You know what I mean? Van Nuys, we in the building. So yeah, we were just talking about pretty much what we're going to talk about on this show. Hope you guys are doing well. Right off rip, we got brother Dino in here. I can always count on him. You know, my cousin from across the pond, man, my UK brethren. JP Morgan Chase up 3%. The Dems have to bring back the regulations Trump removed and bring in new regulations to protect customers. Yeah, with this particular deal, if I understand it correctly, only the shareholders took a haircut on this one. I think the only people who were exposed to any harm, financial harm, were the shareholders. Now, again, y'all know that's not my wheelhouse. I'm learning. I'm going to find an expert and bring on this platform so they can explain to us what's really going on and how this stuff works. But again, if anywhere you bank in America, if you have under $250,000 in the accounts, you golden. You golden. It's just with this particular deal, they were doing everything they could to protect those accounts that were over the $250,000 FDIC limit. Partly because they want to protect those rich folks who put the money in there, and again, mostly because I think the FDIC doesn't have the money to go over that $250,000 limit, because they're saying they're protecting every deposit at every bank. That's a lie. So it is what it is. Betsy Stevenson, professor of economics at the University of Michigan, said First Republic did not have systemic problems, but failed because customers panicked. No, they have systemic problems. The bank management made awful decisions. Smoke and mirrors, guys. They need to roll out people who say these things, because if they come out and tell the truth, you'll spook Americans. Like I said, Americans are all, we're all, not we, but most Americans, almost all Americans are sheep, and you don't want to spook the herd. And you still have people pulling their money out anyway, and they're putting it into different vehicles, treasuries and stuff like that. So it is what it is. And that's for you, bro. We got brother Doug in the house, man. What's good, fam? Frank Dodd regulations. Yeah, they took all the teeth out of Frank Dodd, bro. So that's gonna be another show. We'll talk about that tomorrow. You know what? We'll definitely do that tomorrow, fellas. We're gonna talk about this First Republic thing. We're gonna talk about the sweetheart deal that JP Morgan Chase got. And I don't know if I'm pretty sure you guys know this, but the deal itself, allowing JP Morgan Chase to buy First Republic, was a violation of the current rules. I won't go as far as to say it was illegal, but it violates the laws that were set in place, making JP Morgan the biggest of the too big to fail banks. It made JP Morgan Chase even bigger. So now like that bank really can't fail. So I mean, I'm no financial advisor or anything like that, but if I'm looking at all the banks out there, if the last bank that's going to fail in this country will be JP Morgan Chase after this deal, it will be the last one. But that's not what we're going to talk about. Brother Doug, it was supposed to help small banks grow, but I don't understand how it works. Yeah, same here, bro. Same here. And that's Dodd-Frank. And I do believe that they removed, I think it was the Trump administration to remove the teeth from the regulations, which again led to this. Regulations work, people. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, that's the facts. Regulations work. You can't rely on banks and businesses to regulate themselves. Every time we, and I say we as a government, every time that happens, we see what, the outcome of it. And look at the Supreme Court. You can't rely on the Supreme Court to regulate itself. Look at what's going on with Clarence Thomas. So again, that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's get into what we came to talk about. And just so you guys know, at one point during this broadcast, I'm gonna have to get up. I have a lasagna in the oven. I'm gonna have to get up and yank it out the oven at one point. Promise I'll be quick when it happens. I'll run down there and run back up real fast. But let's get into this, man. Let's talk about marriage. Like the state of marriage in America is bad. I think we can all agree to that. Like the state of marriage in America is bad. Dare I say, marriage is on its dying legs, bro. It is a dying institution. Um, so we have some articles, some videos that I want to get into. And the thing is, I was on my news feed, and there was a news article about Olivia Dunn, who is she's a very, very popular YouTuber, but she is a collegiate athlete. She's LSU student. She's in gymnastics. Supposed to be really good at her sport. She's worth seven figures. Because they let kids earn money now, which I think is a good thing. She was on she did the Sports Illustrated swimsuit model edition. Never heard of her before today. There was an article in there that I want us to get into. The article I read led me to all this other kind of stuff, which led us to this right here. So let's go and let's check out this article that from The Hill. And this article right here, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I was like, yo, this blew my mind. This is The Hill. Not sure of the dates. 8/10/2021. So this is a few years ago. The end of marriage in America. Yeah. When I saw this, I'm like, you know what? We'll start the show off with this particular article. And I'm here to tell you, like, people might say, yo, Uncle Saint, that's back 2021. I'm here to tell you it hasn't gotten better. All right. So the information that's in this article has not gotten better. If anything, it's gotten worse. So the article starts off, while it may have ended marriage in America as unquestionably declined. Oh, okay, yeah. While it may not have ended marriage in America, it has unquestionably declined over the recent past and now a historic low levels for the country. Throughout the 20th century, the annual U.S. marriage rate was generally no less than 8 marriages per 1,000 people. The marriage rate also varied considerably over the years of the past century. It declined to around 8 marriages per 1,000 population at the time of the Great Depression and peaked at more than 16 marriages per 1,000 at the close of World War II. And all that makes sense. Depression was hard times. And then after World War II, everyone came home. So they wanted to make babies. They were happy to be alive. They stopped the Nazis and they stopped Japan and they stopped Italy. So it was a good thing. Since the start of the 21st century, the United States marriage rate has declined from more than 8 marriages per 1,000 down to 6 marriages per 1,000 population in 2019. The marriage rate is the lowest level since the U.S. government began keeping marriage records for the country in 1867. Remember, y'all, this article came out in 2021. Also, 70 years ago, a large majority of U.S. households, approximately 80%, were made up of married couples. In 2020, the proportion of households consisting of married couples fell to 49%. Like I said, guys, the numbers, they're not getting better. They're getting worse. Trust me. Some of the major factors behind long-term decline in marriage rates have been female education and labor force participation, women's economic independence, and gender equality. So what does all that mean? I'll tell you. It says some of the major factors in this long-term decline of marriage rates have been female education and labor force participation, women's economics independence, and gender equality. What does that mean? Feminism, y'all. That's what that means. That's just a very different way of saying it. Some of the major factors of this long-term decline has been feminism. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm just trying to keep it 100, y'all. That's what they're saying right there. Feminism. America is also experiencing a growing number of women and men living alone, as well as increasing unmarried cohabitation. In addition to the 15% of U.S. adults living alone, no less than 1/4 of those aged 25 to 38 years are living with an unmarried partner. So people aren't getting married. They're living in sin, people. It is what it is. It is what it is. We got brother Mandrill in the house. What's good, fam? Welcome. Appreciate you, bro. Sister Candace is in the house. What's good, sis? How you feeling, love? Good to have you over here. We're talking about marriage in America. So yeah, people are they're living in sin, which it is what it is. American attitudes towards childbearing and marriage have also changed markedly. For example, whereas in 2006, about half of US adults said it was very important for couples having children together to legally marry, by 2020, that proportion had fallen to 29%. Today, the proportion of US births to unmarried mothers is about 40%, double the percentage in 1980. Wow. Wow. Hey, what are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? These are just numbers. We're gonna get into to reasons why, but you know, this is what it is. Again, this is The Hill. This is a political publication there, and this article came out in 2021. So, wow, doubled since the 1980s. Other factors that have contributed to lower marriage rates and declining religious adherence to marriage: public disenchantment with marriage, and more recently, unstable jobs and strained finances, particularly among low-income earners and those with only high school education. So I can see that money playing a part in, you know, people getting married and staying married. Um, you know, I tell folks, like, when young guys come up to me, they're like, "Hey man, I'm thinking about getting married." And you know, now I'm just like, "Oh, you broke, bro? Or you a brokey?" And if they're like, "Yeah, man, I'm broke. I don't really have any prospects. You know, I'm living with her. Before that, I was with mom and this and that. I work at Target or whatever, and I'm happy doing my job." I'm like, "Cool, get married. You got nothing. You ain't got nothing to lose. But if you got something, you want to get married in America, man, you really need to think about it. 50% chance is going to fail. 50%. And of the 50% of marriages that don't get divorced, that does not mean that they live happily ever after and rode off into the sunset holding hands. No. No, we know there are a lot of sexist marriages out there. We know that there are a lot of people who are married and don't even like live in the same city or state. We know there are people who are married and they have open relationships and they just don't want to go through the hassle of going through the courts, but they're not in a relationship with each other. Right. And then best case scenario is just a sexless arrangement and you guys are just roommates. So that's of the 50% who do not get divorced. I don't know what the number is. I don't know if anyone knows that number. Tell me. I don't know, of the 50% of marriages that don't end in divorce, what percentage of that are healthy marriages? I don't know. I don't know. If I were to make up numbers, I would say at least a third of those marriages aren't happy. And that's just me making up numbers. I'm just making up numbers. Probably higher than that. Um, but hey, man, it is what it is. We got Miss Globe Girl in the house. My favorite Sarah. What's good, sis? Pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to see you. Delaying marriage has also played a role in lower marriage rates. The median ages for at first marriage are now 30 years for men and 28 years for women, about 8 years higher than the ages in the 1950s. Also, the share of U.S. adults aged 18 to 34 years who were married fell from approximately 60% in 1978 to about 30% in 2018. Like I said, this news right here, it's all bad. It's all bad. In addition to delaying marriage, record proportions of young U.S. adults are expected to never marry. I fit into that category, but I'm not young. For example, the proportion never married among Americans aged 25 to 50 years quadrupled from 9% in 1970 to a high of 35% in 2018. Wow. We went from 9% of people from 25 to 50 never being married to 35% of people aged 25 to 50 who've never been married. And that was from 1970 to 2018. And I guarantee you that number is still climbing. Guarantee it. Some suspect that the COVID-19 pandemic may have driven the U.S. marriage rate below the historic low level of 2019. The pandemic's resulting economic insecurity, limited socializing, home confinements, and anxieties about the future are believed to have contributed to fewer marriages. That and the fact that some people got stuck in the house with their potential wife or husband and realized they didn't want to deal with these people. That's is probably what happened. People, and then you also got to look at the fact that people don't go out anymore and more people spend time on social media, including Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And what's everybody talking about? They're talking about how marriage is a trap. They're talking about how men get wrecked most of the time. And if it's not men, someone's going to get wrecked. Y'all know I preach this all the time. Women are making more money. Women are out earning men in some cases, and that number is going to continue to rise. And what happens when a relationship breaks up? The current system looks at who earns more and who spends more time with the child or can spend more time with the child, which means since women are out there being alpha and getting it and getting all that money, they might get wrecked in family court. They might get wrecked. That's what that means. So can you imagine there's going to be women out there making a bunch of money. They're with this guy and the guy was the stay-at-home dad or whatever. And the divorce comes, she files for the divorce and she loses her house. And she's going to get hit with a child support order. And if they were married for over 10 years in most states, she's going to get hit with alimony. It could happen. Depends on the guy. Could you imagine women, you see it with the stars and celebrities. We're always like Kelly Clarkson, Mary J. Blige, Halle Berry. There's just to name a few. That's going to start to spill over into the regular world. So you got that. You got that. I'm telling you, I believe that's what's going to change. That's when I think we're going to start seeing some changes to family law. Let's see, Ms. Globe Girl. The bottom line is times have changed and we have to adapt to the changes. Marriage is just not that big of a deal for everyone anymore. Facts. I agree with that 100%. Let me give you get a horn blast for that, sis. Facts. And we're living in a time where people are coming to that conclusion. That's where it is right now. You look at David's Bridal going out of business, they're going bankrupt because they're not selling dresses. They're not selling that sort of stuff. The parent company of Jared and some of the other what do you call them? Jewelers out there. They're not selling engagement rings like they used to. So they're going out of business. Hey, I told you guys I was going to have to run in 1 second to take my lasagna out. My lasagna is ready. Talk amongst yourself, text, and I'll be right back. Y'all. It's only going to take me a moment. Look at that. Now I'm back just that fast. Yo. And for those of you guys who are wondering, no, I did not make this one from scratch. I went and bought this one pre-made. Not that I can't make lasagna. I can. Lasagna, ziti, and all that. I'm cool. I'm good at baking. But not this one because I didn't have time to. I was just too lazy today earlier. So anyway, it's done. I'm good. I won't run away again, promise. So yeah, Ms. Globe Girl's right. It's just not a big deal for people anymore to get married. I think I agree with that, but I would say that most men just don't like the odds of losing. Most men understand like you get married, you're probably gonna lose. Until that changes, yeah, and I think that maybe women are like, well, I don't need to be married because dudes aren't asking. Maybe that's the thing. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Ms. Globe Girl, I foresee in about a year, the whole narrative on YouTube will change as it relates to relationships. Change how? I wonder how. Because we're in that process now where we're going from a traditional views on, marriage and relationships to something other than, we got the whole poly thing and, the whole high value man thing and high boss babe thing. So we're in the process of a change, a sea shift right now. So I wonder what other changes you think is going to happen in a year. Ms. Globe Girl, I wonder, let me know. Right here, women cannot unsee what we've seen or undo our accomplishments for the age ego of a man. Oh, I'm sorry, for the ego of a man. So, okay, I misread that. My bad. Women cannot unsee what we've seen or undo our accomplishments, all for the ego of a man. I don't think it has anything to do with male ego. And we're going to talk about that more in this show. I think it has, maybe it has certain males' egos might come into play. Again, it comes into that whole top tier guy thing. Maybe it's the top tier dudes. Maybe, but like for the average guy, again, most dudes are invisible to most women. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think it's the ego of men that I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that one, sis. I don't know if I agree with the whole ego of men part thing. And we got a video on here from Courtney Ryan, which is going to delve into the change that you're referring to. I also think there's going to be a change, but I think the change is going to come from the sisters out there, from the women out there. I think there's going to be a change of women adjusting the way that they seek a significant other, and maybe making adjustments to the criteria. Like the whole 666 thing. I think that might fall off a little bit, especially the six figures part. I think that might fall off a little bit. Falcon Strike Force, yo, how you gonna do this show while I'm online helping your people get their paperwork right? LOL. I can't even jump on and correct all the BS you're spitting. That's why I did it. It's called strategy, player. It's called strategy. We can do this again though, bro. Whenever you're ready. I know you and I got some stuff that we wanted to some shows, some ideas that you and I want to do. We can absolutely do it, bro. I ain't scared. I ain't never scared. But I'm just reading the article, bro. You know what I mean? Just reading the article, bro. Let's get back to that article, as a matter of fact. In Florida, for example, marriage numbers from March to September were 33% lower than expected based on trends of previous years. The tentative shortfall of U.S. marriages for 2020 is estimated at approximately 340,000. 340,000 less marriages. Well, not even less, marriages below what the expected trend would be. They were kind of looking at the trends that they were saying that, this is where it should be. So this was back in 2020. They say in Florida, here in this state, 340,000 marriages did not happen that were expected to happen. And people want to know why. So, and it continues. Although marriage rates vary among major social groups in the U.S., those rates by and large have decreased over the recent past. Black Americans are substantially more likely to be single than whites and Hispanic Americans, 47% versus 28% and 27% respectively. Since 1990, the marriage rates for white, Black, and Hispanic Americans have declined by approximately 5, 8, and 9 percentage points respectively. The rates for Asian Americans have remained largely unchanged. Again, remember, this article was written in 2021. But we hear that a lot about the African American community. I didn't realize the numbers were like that for Latino and white community. And then, of course, the Asian community, they say it remains pretty much unchanged. I didn't know that. I did not know that at all. Also in the U.S., men continue to be more likely than women to have never been married. For example, whereas in 1990, the proportions never married were 30% for men and 23% for women. By 2019, the proportions had increased to 35% for men and 30% for women. Again, this whole article is just the trends that people are steering away from marriage. Marriage rates across America generally tend to be the highest in the western states and the lowest in the eastern states. In 2019, for example, Wyoming, Colorado, Washington, and Utah had the highest rates of no less than 21 marriages per 1,000 women aged 15 years and over. 15. Who's getting married at 15? Bro, What's going on in the West? Who's getting married at 15? My daughter will be 15 next year. If anybody talking about they're gonna marry my daughter, man, they're gonna have a problem, bro. It's gonna get loud. You heard me? It's gonna get loud. What kind of craziness? All right, let's get back to it. Um, at the other extreme, Delaware, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Vermont had the lowest rates of no more than 12 marriages per 1,000 for women aged 15 and over. The decline in marriage rates is not unique to America, but has also occurred in OECD countries. I don't know what this is. Let's see what this is real quick. What's an OECD country? This is the OECD family database. I'm trying to figure out what OECD means. I don't know. Maybe these are developed nations. They have all the charts and stuff, but I don't know what OECD means. Like I can only imagine. So I guess if anybody in the chat knows what that means, let me know. I think it's just for developed nations. That's what I'm thinking. Falcon 4 Strikes laughing at me, man, because he's like, "Oh, you set me up, bro." I'm just saying, bro. I ain't, we can get to this. We can get this. You handle what you got, though. You know what I'm saying? You do what you're doing. You hold what you got there, Airborne. You make sure you get our young knight squared away. Miss Globe Girl, some women, more than you think, are not wanting to be mothers or wives. They don't care about the wall or wanting top tier and the fear mongering narrative of dying alone. Huh. I believe you. But Miss Globe Girl, would you say is that the majority of women or a minority of women? That's the first question. And the second question, hold on, let me make myself bigger here. So Miss Globe Girl is saying some women, more than you think, are not wanting to be mothers or wives. They don't care about the wall or wanting top tier and the fear mongering narrative of dying alone. Okay. So again, my question is, would you say that's a minority of women today? And then I guess the second part of the question is, if it is the minority, would you say that number is growing? Because I can see that. I can see what you're saying. I can absolutely see that. I see it in Hot Girl Summer. I see it on girls' trips, not just here in America, but in other places, like other hotspots in the world. Again, women are out earning their male counterparts in some cohorts here in America. I'm pretty sure it's the same case, overseas and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, you don't need a man. You can pay your own bills. You can buy your own stuff. You can make your own investments. You don't need a man. And I'm pretty sure there are women out there who don't want to be mothers. I get that. But I guess I would argue those thoughts and feelings may change as they age. Would that be fair to say, sis? Appreciate it. That's why I love having you in the chat. Miss Glow Girl be coming through. Her and Sister Candace. Sister Candace, you're awfully quiet on this particular broadcast. But Sister Candace is married, so I don't know if she has much to contribute. Miss Glow Girl, after a while, the constant narrative of putting down women becomes white noise only. I want to be clear on something. I'm not putting women down. I know what you're talking about, though, and there's a lot of that. There are a lot of dudes who find themselves in the manosphere or whatever, and they do have problems. They're mad because, they lost, man. I don't know many people who are happy when they lose. And if you've been invisible and you don't have the skill set and women haven't been rocking with you, and the few times you may have been with a woman that's gone bad, there's going to be some anger in there. I understand that anger. I'm not mad. I'm keeping it 100. I'm not mad. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at this. In fact, just this whole thing that's going on right now, and I'm gonna get into this a little bit later. For older men, it's gotten easier because there's so many women out there who are single and they couldn't get who they wanted, and they're kind of reassessing their position. So there's a lot of women out there in their late 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s who are really looking to get, into some sort of relationship. So I ain't gonna lie to you, it's been pretty easy for me. Even when I'm in a big city like Miami, or if I'm in Dallas, or I'm in Atlanta, or if I'm in New York. I was just talking to my buddy Howie about this. here in Tampa. I mean, just walking around, it's real easy to make eye contact. I find a lot of older women just checking a brother out, just looking. And I don't think it has anything to do with being handsome or being tall or being wealthy or anything like that. Um, it's being able to have a good conversation and being interesting and being healthy. Really, let's keep it 100. You know, I'm in my 50s now. Boy, the fact that I'm not wearing a diaper kind of puts me in the top 20, right? It's like as I get older, like, bro, he can hold a thought for more than 25 minutes. Might want to holler at him. Just saying. So it's doing pretty good. Brother Doug, I believe that will be the future. Women will create a woman's sphere. You think so, bro? I don't think they have to, bro. We got brother Casual Germs in the house. What's good, man? Cletus marrying his first cousin. Yeah, 15-year-old. That's probably the 15-year-old comment. Yeah, you might be right about that, bro. Miss Globe Girl, brother Doug. I think it's already started, but not with that name. I literally had to take a break from YouTube negativity to get back to my senses. Yeah, you definitely got to do that. I challenge everybody to jump out of certain bubbles. If you find yourself in an echo chamber or certain bubbles, you got to break away from it. I know that you guys remember that TV show, The First 48? It's a TV show that talks, you follow the detectives, the homicide detectives along during the first 48 hours of a murder investigation. Man, when that show first came out, bro, I used to be on that show so much because it was focused on Miami detectives. I like Shalani. I actually bumped into those guys one day. I was in Miami in Brickell, and those guys were out having drinks, and I was like, "Yo, it's the homicide robbery division." I was like, "What's up?" But I was watching that show, and I was so enthralled by that show that I began to get so dark, which is probably what these police officers go through. Not probably, this is exactly what these police officers go through. You know, they got that board and they're trying to clear the board of all these cases, and some of the cases they can't clear. And and then I lost a friend. I lost a friend in Miami-Dade, and I actually had to talk to the homicide detectives because they investigate whenever they find someone, they investigate it as if it were a homicide until they determine it was something other, either natural causes or whatever. So I know how hard they work, and I know that they care. It's not like they're robots. These people care, and they know. It was some stuff going on with my friend. It was a close friend, and it hurt. It still hurts to this day, you know, because we just lost him. It was no foul play or anything like that, but we lost him, and there was some things that we thought contribute to it. And I called up the detectives and spoke with them, and they made me promises, and they did what they said they were going to do. They followed up on everything that I gave them and everything I had to say, and they made sure they got back to me to tell me what was going on. And I mean, that just felt so good. This is why I'm split on law enforcement. We got to have law enforcement, man. I love detectives. You know what I mean? I love those cops, those officers out there who have a higher skill set. It's just these young patrolmen, some of these, you know, these rookie cops who are getting maybe topped by the bad apples or whatever. And I hate what I see. You know what I mean? So I know it's a little bit of a tangent, but just to let you know, I had to stop watching The First 48. I had to stop. To Miss Globe Girl's point, I had to stop watching it because it was affecting me. I was like, I got to stop watching this, man. I started watching cartoons. Like, man, I got to get away from this. But Falcon Strike Force, it takes a king to find a queen and hold on to her, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Boss stuff. Yeah, I hear you, but the amount of kings out there and the amount of queens out there, those numbers are dwindling. There are people out there who don't want to put in the work to be kings or queens, but they're going to call each other kings and queens, right? They're not royalty, they're trash. And they're out there and they're doing things that are just making the whole game trash. And then you have people out there, mostly women, but there are guys out there too who understand how the system works, right? So, and again, it's on these individuals. I put it on men. If you're out there and you smashing the wrong woman, you get involved with the wrong woman and she wrecks you, that's your fault, right? And same thing with women. You out here with women, you get rocked out by a Chad or a Rayway or a Pookie or whatever the case is, and he puts you in his rotation. He gets his hooks into you, and he runs through your pockets. That's what you get. So yeah, I agree with my brother. You know what I mean? I hear you, bro. But there's less people out there willing to do the work. I believe that's what the problem is with marriages. And most women agree. Like, you look at that, 70 to 90% of divorces are initiated by women. 50% of marriages don't work. And like I said, of the 50% that don't get divorced, how many of them actually have functional, quote unquote, healthy relationships? You feel me? You know what I mean? And Ms. Glow Girl, she said, I said some. I was just curious, love. I know you said some. And I just initially, I'm thinking you must be talking about a minority. I just wanted to be clear on that. But I can see that, love. I absolutely do see it. And I can see that number growing to a point where it becomes maybe the majority, or it's like a 50-50 thing. I can kind of see that. Brother Doug, all is well. Thanks, Miss Glow Girl, and yourself. Oh, I see Brother Doug in there and Miss Glow having fun. I see you, bro. I see you. I ain't mad.
Holla, 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 holla.
There you go, Miss Glow Girl. You ain't got to worry about being alone. You get Doug and get yourself a collie, you'll be great. I'm just playing, y'all. Don't beat me up. Don't beat me up. All right. I'm just playing. Just playing. We over here having fun while trying to tackle a serious topic. Ms. Glow Girl, I say the number is growing based on the narrative, both on YouTube and in the world. Yeah, I agree with you there, sis. I think the number is growing. And again, when we get to the end of this video, I'm gonna circle back to that part. I'm gonna circle back to it. So let me catch up with the chat and then get back to the article. Brother Falcon, if women are out earning men, them men need to jump up, stop being stupid, and get their money right. Agreed. But you got some guys out here who were raised to believe everyone gets a trophy, and they don't know how to persevere. They don't know what it's like to get their hands dirty. They don't know what it's like to hear no or fail. There's a whole lot that goes into that, bro. And you know that as well as I do. There's a whole lot that goes into that. There are guys out there, you can literally set them up. Y'all know we've been trying to get people to jump on this opportunity with the FAA to be air traffic controllers. And hardly no one is coming out to ask us for help or take advantage of this. Hardly no one. And especially the demographic we were hoping to capture. So to them, I say, man, whatever. Don't come crying about the white man. Don't come crying about white. They don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. All you young black folks out here thinking about I'm gonna make all this money in NFTs, or I'm gonna be a whatever. I'm gonna be a Chihuahua salesman, whatever the hell y'all saying. We showing you an opportunity to go out here and level yourself up. You're gonna be making well into the six figures, great compensation package, a challenging career, and y'all ain't even stepping up. So I don't want to hear it, black people. I don't want to hear it, because all the folks coming to see me don't look like me. I want to get that out right now. The people who coming to get the help from me and Jay Swans, look at me. They way lighter than I am. Way lighter. And they getting it, and they getting on, and they making the money. And then y'all gonna turn around, y'all same little black people who ain't doing nothing, afraid of your own shadow. Y'all gonna turn around and point at them and say that somehow that the system has kept you down. Man, shut up. I don't want to hear that. If I can make it out of Avondale, Cincinnati, Ohio, if I can make it out of the hood to go have a career in the FAA and then retire and still a fairly young man, I can come out. I was doing stuff in the hood that y'all don't even do. Y'all don't even go outside. And here we go. We give you an opportunity to get on, and then y'all sit there talking about I'm gonna go do this thing with NFTs, or I'm gonna go over here and do this and go over here and do that. Man, go on somewhere. Go on somewhere. This is why I don't, this is why I get so upset when it comes to my own community. I mean, yeah, y'all ain't trying to get it, bro. Ain't nobody gonna come up to you and just give it to you. So let me get off that before I get upset. You know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all who are out there who did come to us and ask us for help, you know what I mean? Y'all know you got it. I can't wait to see you succeed. I can't wait to see you succeed. I can't wait for you to get through training. I can't wait for you to get to your first facility. Can't wait for you to certify. I'm coming to your checkout party. I'm going to make you spend a ton of money. I'm coming to your checkout party. I want my own bottle, right? Y'all know who I'm talking about, because I got nothing but love for y'all. I got nothing but respect for y'all, because y'all doing the work. Let's get back to this, though. You know what I mean? That was a public service announcement for all these deadbeat black folk out there. Y'all need to get it together. You know what I mean? So let's get back to this. Let's get back to this. And Ms. Glow Girl, she you're right. Right. She's like, yeah. And she says, I come here because you are the opposite of that narrative, but sometimes it seeps through. It does. It does. And I appreciate you coming here and spending your time with me, because I know you got better things to do with your life, and you over here engaging with us over here on I Really Want to Know podcast. I got nothing but love for you. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, sis.
Don DeMarco.
Don DeMarco for you, sis. I appreciate that. That was the you know what I'm saying? You got me over here blushing. You got me blushing, hanging out. Yeah, because like I said, I see what's going on out here, and I'm trying to do what I can to open the dialogue so we can get better. Period. I'm not gonna come on like I said. We all know I can come over here and just hit the same talking points and bring people on here and get viral moments. I'm not trying to do all that. I'm just trying to let's get the information out there and let's see if we can do better. Let's do that. I'm not here to sit here like point the finger over there, point the finger. Nah, man, point the finger at that mirror. Stand in front of the mirror and point the finger, and repeat after me. That's the problem. That's all you got to do, right? Get in the mirror, point that finger, and say that's the problem. Now go out and fix it. Fix yourself. Become the best version of yourself. Get better, and your problems will go away. Work the problems through, and that's what we're trying to do over here, Brother Doug, Miss Globe Girl. You're right. It is femininity sector. What's this? The investor sector and women's empowerment sector. You know what I mean? Ms. Glow Grill, DL, the movement is happening slowly but surely. Facts, DL, and that's from Casual Germ. Ms. Glow Girl, of course, there will be women who are in marriages and happy, I hope. But the urge to be married is not out there anymore. Marriage is viewed differently today. I don't know if I agree with that, sis. I mean, when I talk to these young women, they all say they want to be married. And then, of course, I always push back like, do you really want to be married or you just want to have a wedding? And there's a lot of dudes out there, too. There's a lot of dudes out there who want a wedding, this big old elaborate wedding where they spend all this money. And, you know, I see so many people get married, and before they even have the marriage paid off, they're going through the divorce. They're trying to split up who's going to pay for it. They take the rest of the, you know, they go out there and have like $100,000 wedding, and then they, you know, the marriage doesn't even outlast paying the wedding off. So they split up the remaining debt. They might still owe $40,000 on it. Like, okay, that's part of the hammering out, right? It's insane. But it's people who want these experiences, but they don't want to do the work to actually have a relationship. So you see what I'm saying? So I push back a little bit. I think they do want to get married still. I mean, the romantic comedy still revolve around someone getting married and Prince Charming sweeping you off your feet and all that, right? But I agree, it definitely is changing. You know what I mean? It definitely is changing. Ms. Glow Girl, that kings and queens narrative is foolish. I'm sorry, but we need to come to reality facts. I'm with you on that, sis. I'm with you on that, sis. Ms. Glow Girl, that's because they all want to be entrepreneurs, not understanding a lick about what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Yes, and that goes to my little rant on these black folk, these young black folks out here. Just got me shaking my head. Casual Germ, everybody wants to be a business until taxes are due. Exactly. When Uncle Sam comes for his cut, and they start getting into it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have a show about entrepreneurs, bro. Next week, I'm gonna try to put together a show about entrepreneurs, being entrepreneurial and all that, and what it really takes. And it takes money. It takes money to make money, guys. And where you need to invest that money, you need to invest that money with people who know how to help you with your money, accountants, lawyers, that sort of thing. Brother Doug, it never fails non-black seizing the opportunities. Yeah, it makes me mad when they don't, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was given an opportunity at a very young age and I seized it. And that opportunity not only changed my life, but it changed the lives of my children, my grandchildren when I have some. It just put us in a place that we never would have gotten to without it. And all they did was tell me they said, hey, just be ready. When the opportunity comes, be ready to go. When the opportunity came, I was ready to go. I would have gone anywhere to secure this opportunity. If they told me I had to go to Venus or Mars and work, I would have gone to Venus or Mars. These kids now is like, well, I don't know, maybe I'll do it, but I don't want to leave. I want to stay in Tampa, or maybe I'll do it. I don't want to leave. I want to stay in Cincinnati. Let me just smack them in their face, man, like gone somewhere. And here's the thing. When I hear that, when I go to young folks and I hear that, I shut down. That's it, done. I ain't got nothing else to say to you. All right, cool. Good luck with that NFT. All right, cool. Good luck with that Bitcoin. All right, cool. I ain't worried about it. You know what I mean? Oh, you working, doing some multi-level marketing thing. All right, cool. I ain't mad at you. Go ahead. Do you. Do you? I'll go on to the next one. And it might be someone from outside of my community. It might be an Asian guy, it might be a white guy, it might be a Latino guy, it might be someone from Sudan, it might be someone from Somalia. But guess what? They putting in the work and I'm going to help them. I'm going to help them get there. And I'm going to be just as proud of them and just as happy for them changing their family lives and changing their lives, taking advantage of this opportunity. And when you come up later, because you're 35 and you passed it, and you come up to me like, well, how come you always helping the white man? How come you always helping the other man? I'm going to punch you in your neck. That's what I'm going to do. Sit there and watch you try to talk. I'm going to punch you in your neck as hard as I can. Like I came to you first. You know what I mean? Let me get off that. Let me get off that, y'all. Let me. Y'all see, I'm gonna turn the AC on, bro. Let me get off there. I'm gonna need a drink. Brother Dinosaur. Republican budget cut proposal would shut down 375 federally staffed and contract run air traffic control towers around the country and result in 7,500 fewer rail safety inspection days. Yes, the air traffic part, you hear about that all the time. The union won't let that happen. The air traffic part, you ain't got to worry about. That's a constant battle. They've been doing that since Reagan. That's always going to be in a conversation. Maybe one day they'll succeed, but they haven't succeeded yet. And I don't know about the rail safety part. But with all of the derailments and stuff like that, I don't see the derailment stuff happening anytime soon. You'll need a couple election cycles before that changes. Because all you got to do is show the news of, these trains derailing and the fireballs and all the chemicals. And people like, nah, we ain't on that. So there's that. But, shout out to you, Brother Dino, for always knowing this stuff, man. Brother Doug, I hear women say they don't want to be married, yet you will see them on all the channels dealing with relationships. Women still want attention as well, bro. But, it is what it is. Miss Glow Girl, they're saying they want to be married because they are being brainwashed by men on YouTube into thinking they are less than and have limits based on their gender. I don't know about that, sis. I mean, they're saying they want to be married because they're brainwashed by society. I will go along with that. Like, yeah, society has us, there are old traditional societal norms are still out there. And I would go with that, but they're being brainwashed by men, making them think they're less than. I don't know about that one, sis. I don't know. I'm not with you. I'm with you 60%. There's 40% right here. I ain't quite with you on that one, love. But I hear you though, and thank you. I gotta get you on the show. When you gonna come up on the show, Miss Globe Girl? Come on. When am I gonna get my favorite salty sailor up on this screen talking? When are we gonna get that? Because I cannot wait to talk to you. I cannot wait to have a conversation with you because I know it's gonna be a good one. And every time I think you might be winning the debate, I'm just gonna ask you if your name is on your butt and just kind of get you out your game. Like, how come y'all got y'all name on y'all butt in the Navy? Just to get you out your game. You know what I mean? What? We don't do that anymore. That's my voice of you. Brother Falcon, and Miss Globe Girl, I don't think it's foolishness. I know most men want to be me when they grow up, and most women want to be the women who I marry. I hear you, bro. Like, yeah, Brother Falcon is like top tier when it comes to personality, a go-getter, a hard charger. I get that, but nah, bro, like this whole king and queen stuff, I don't run across a lot of kings and queens, bro, out here in these trenches, man, out here in no man's land. I don't. They all call themselves kings and queens, but I don't. That's like saying anybody you see running around with an NFL jersey on or an NBA jersey on, like, yo, that's a starter for, the NFL or the NBA. It's not, even though they think they are. Yeah, I could get out there. I could shoot like Steph Curry. Yeah, I get up there. I could D up LeBron. Yeah, I can get out there. I can sack Joe Burrow. No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't do it. It's impossible. You know what I mean? And like there's a lot of women out here calling themselves queens, a lot of dudes out here calling themselves kings or top tier or high value men or whatever. They all garbage. They all garbage, yo. Most people are average. That's just how it works. Most people are average. Period. But no one wants to be average. You can work your way up. Again, most men got to do the work. Y'all, all men start in the bottom 80 and got to work their way out. Women, they are born with their value. If they can just hold on to that, if they can maintain their value, they'll be fine. But they gotta understand that most people are average. Go around and call somebody a 5 and they get offended. Why? You average. You ain't ugly. You ain't below a 5. You average. It's nothing wrong. You know what I mean? They get ready to fight you. I ain't call you a 2. You know what I mean? So Ms. Globe Girl is shaming them into submission where they don't realize they must have their own identity to bring value. Shaming them into submission. You can't shame someone into submission. Someone has to want to submit. And there's nothing wrong with submission. You just have to want to submit to that person's program. Like I submitted to the United States Army. I did. That's what I wanted to do. I did it. You know what I mean? No one could shame me into it. Just keeping it 100. But there are I will say there are a lot of women out there who want to lead relationships. And if a woman leaves a relationship with the guy, I don't think that she's going to respect that man. I really don't think she's going to respect that man. If that man is turning to her in times of trouble, when times get hard and he's like, oh, you need to do this and you need to do that. You go out there and you go fight the bad guy. I think she's going to lose attraction. I think she's going to lose attraction for that man. I think she's going to lose respect for that man. That's just my take on it. You know, I do believe I lead from the front. I'm a leader. Let's keep it 100. have no problem leading. I'll do what I got to do. Now, does that mean that I'm a tyrant and I'm telling people what to do all the time? No. But when it comes down to it, when a decision needs to be made, when something has to get done, I'll go do it. I expect to go do it. And I'm not going to fight with my woman over who's going to go out there and get this done. I'm not. So I think there's a fine line there. So I don't know, Brother Doug. It's time, patience, consistency, discipline, dedication, and sacrifice. I know I'm speaking from experience. Ms. Globe Girl at Brother Falcon, you're not a king and your wife is not a queen when it relates to the world outside of your home address. Okay. You know what I mean? I can see that, Brother Doug. Just from my personal observation, when get together, they say one thing among their women and do completely the opposite among men. Say they dislike men among their women and all lovey-dovey around men. You get a lot of that. You get I'm just gonna I'm gonna shoot through these chats real quick, and I'm gonna get back to the article. We're almost at the end. Casual Germ. If that's true, women wouldn't flock to Steve Harvey or Derek Jackson's channel. Ooh, good point. You know what I mean? And Ms. Globe Girl, I don't want to be doxxed, not by one of you, of course. I have too much to lose in real life. Absolutely. And we don't want that doxing stuff, bro. I tell you what, that doxing stuff, those dudes, this is an example of these dudes who've been hurt and don't know how to deal with it. This is an example of the bottom 80 dudes. This is what I'm talking about. Those guys going out there doxing and all that kind of shit. Man, I'm telling you, man, those dudes need to be dealt with. I'm just gonna leave it there. Ms. Globe Girl. DL, some of these young women have no experience and no fathers to protect them. True. They turn to YouTube, just young men that you try to help and cater to. Yeah, I am trying to help these young dudes. These young dudes are looking for leadership. And I would imagine, like you saying, yes, probably a lot of young women out there looking for leadership as well and kind of getting lost, you know what I mean, in the sauce out there. And not having fathers and not having, like positive male role models in your life. Yeah, I see that being a big problem too. Like I said, we got some real issues out here that we could be solving as a society, but we choose not to. We're kind of getting lost in the sauce. Brother Mandrell, why don't the ladies ever cam up to the conversation? They will eventually. And then, like, a lot of them don't want to get doxxed, like they say. But eventually we'll get people to cam up. We've had Miss AKA Lady come up here, you know what I mean? Just a matter of time, like, Suzette Speaks, she's out here doing her thing. She's talking about the same stuff. Mel King is even out there talking about stuff. So they're going to come, Brother Mandrell, eventually. I Am the Beautiful One says she'll be on the show. Or is it I Am the Beautiful One, bro? Is it I Am the Single One? I Am the Single One, I think it was. But she says she'll do the show. So it's just a matter of me coordinating and get the sisters over here. I know that Shushu's been over here. She says she'll come back and also jump on the panel. So I'm working on that. I am putting together a show. I want to put together a show of women. I just want to hear the issues that women are facing out there in the sexual marketplace. I definitely want to hear their perspective on this. And I'm working on it, guys. Just give me a little bit more time to pull it off. But I'm definitely working on it. And the biggest thing is, getting everyone's schedule together. Brother Doug, that's in Odd Dilemma. I see some women that want to lead in the relationship, but at the same time, they don't respect the man that they're leading. Right. And I agree with you. I was saying the same. Brandrell, I don't think that women actually want leadership. Maybe. I mean, I think everyone wants leadership. I think everyone is drawn to leadership in one form or another. I really do. Brother Doug, yep, beautiful anime speaks. Yep, she's ready. She's down to jump over here. She'll camp for sure. Brother Mandrell, I am the single one. Yes, I am the single one. Said she was over here to go and she said she would do the show. I just have to reach out to her. Trust me, I'm gonna do it. Let's get back to the article. I just want to get caught up with those chats. Let's get back to the article. Let's see. So we were talking about developed nations. The decline in marriage rates is not unique to America, but has also occurred in the OECD countries. Again, I think that is developed nations they're talking about here. Whereas in 1970, most OECD countries had rates between 7 to 10 marriages per 1,000. Near the close of the century, and rates declined to around 5 to 7 marriages per 1,000. And in many countries, the rates continue to decline. For example, in Portugal, the Netherlands, and Japan, the number of marriages per 1,000 population fell from about 10 in 1970 to 6 in 1995, then declined further to 3, 4, and 5 respectively in 2017. A lot of that has to do with population, though. Like Japan, they're running out of people. Their birth rates were so low. And it's probably the same thing in the Netherlands. I don't know what's going on in Portugal. People might be leaving the country, but it still shows that this trend is worldwide. In addition, the trends of delaying marriage, increasing cohabitation, and remaining single have taken place across the major regions of the world during the past several decades. For example, worldwide, the proportion never married among women reaching their late 40s increased from 1% in 1990 to 4% by 2010. And even larger increases in never married women in their late 40s occurred in Australia, New Zealand, from 4% in 1990 to 14% by 2020. Man, and listen, I bumped into a couple Australian swimsuit models. I tell you what, they were single and unmarried. That was a fun night. So, but it just kind of shows you that the rest of the world is suffering the same thing. So it seems like all of the Western developed nations are kind of going through this. America's marriage rate has unquestionably declined over the recent past and reached a historic low in 2019. Irrespective of one's views regarding the significance of the decline in marriage rates, the institution of marriage in America appears to have become increasingly inconsequential for growing numbers of young men and women, including couples having children together. And I think this is what Ms. Globe Girl was kind of touching on. And that's the end of the article right there. People are just looking at it differently. And she's right. She's right. Let me drop this in the chat in case you guys want to have this article for yourself. There it is right there. I just dropped the article in the chat for those who want it. And let's see. Let's do this. So yeah, people just aren't looking at marriage the same. So there's a video out here I want us to watch real quick. It's about 8 minutes. This is Rich Cooper, and he's talking. I shout out to Rich Cooper. Check out his book, Unplugged Alpha. Is a really, really good book. It's a quick read. And I recommend this to women as well. Check out that book, Unplugged Alpha, and it kind of gives you an insight into the way men are looking at marriage and relationships in today's sexual marketplace. I'm gonna play this video. see. Here we go. And this kind of goes into what we're talking about. And like I said, shout out to Rich Cooper. Please go over and check him out. Unplugged Alpha and Entrepreneurs in Cars. He breaks this down. Rich Cooper calls the manosphere the Mano Swamp. He's out here trying to help guys too, but he's not. I mean, people will call his content red pill, but he's just out here trying to help dudes. Is what he's really trying to do. He's giving his advice to guys. He's not a MGTOW guy. He's not a man who's gone his own way. He's in a relationship. He's been married. He's been divorced. He had to fight to get, custody, I guess appropriate custody, or however you want to put it, for his daughter. And he just talks about how the system works. He's in Canada. And it seems the Canadian laws are more harsh than the American laws when it comes to the family law system. Kind of glad I'm down here in America and not up there. But let's check this out.
You've got a video there which I wanted to ask you about, how to shit test a woman. I've never heard that phrase before, being a Brit.
Yeah.
But why do you think so many people are asking for this content on, women and dating? Where's this all come from, do you think?
I think it's come from a lot of areas. I think that, there's this prevailing notion today that our granddads had to work half as hard for women that were twice as good as what we have available to us today, right? Women today have social media, and even an average looking woman with filters and good makeup and lighting and a push-up bra can put out good photography on an Instagram and get the attention of a lot of people. They can use good photography on dating apps and get the attention of a lot of guys. Women get far, far more matches and attention on dating apps than what men do today. About 80% of the women are struggling to get the attention of the top 20% of guys. And that means the rest of the guys are pretty much invisible. I mean, if they're a 7.
So you hear this over and over and over again. And, people are like, come on, bro, like you're exaggerating this and that. Here's the thing. If you really go out here and you see what's going on in these trenches, if you really go out here and you look at what's going on, if you take a good look at social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, this sort of thing, Snapchat, which I don't have. Like, if you really look at how people are getting down, you will see that almost all women are gunning for the absolute top tier men. There's nothing wrong with that, but they're all doing it. It's not as if like the 8, 9s, and 10s are doing it. No, the 1s, 2s, 3s, 4, 5, 6, and 7s are also doing it. And the thing is, a lot of these women like, I deserve this and I will accept nothing less. Okay. So now we're looking at a society where 45% of the women of the prime dating age and mating age, like from 25 to 40, will be single and childless by 2030, 7 years. That's the outcome. And he's speaking to that, and that's all right. If Rich Cooper is off, okay. If DL Saint don't know what he's talking about, all right. But Morgan Stanley they paid to have some people go out there and do the study. So the data is out there. And Brother Doug, what's the Mouse Utopia experiment, bro? What is that? I'm gonna have to look that up. Mouse Utopia experiment. Never heard of it, bro. You taught me something.
A rate out of 10 or lower, they're going to struggle to get the attention of attractive women that they want to be with in today's world. So there's a lot of, this is a large puzzle with hundreds of pieces. And it's really difficult to know where to start, but it seems obvious to me at this stage that the reason why people have an appetite for this information is because what they've been given their entire lives hasn't worked. They've been told, just be a nice guy, be a shoulder to cry on. Like, how many guys do you know that try to win the affection and the love of a woman by entering the friend zone? They just try to be their friend. And then when that completely goes sideways and then she runs off to try to be with Mr. Exciting, and Mr. Reliable sitting there with his hands in his pocket playing pocket pool, wondering why she's with Chad, that night instead of him. So,
and what he talks about is, like, we all know good guys finish last, right? It is what it is. That's been around forever. That's not new. What's new is social media And what's new is instead of just having to compete in your local dating pool, now every dating pool is global. That's the big thing. Miss Globe Girl, for the sake of argument, let's say that that's the case. What's next for men? I would say adapt to the changes, or do they want women to stop using filters? Okay, so he's talking about, okay, and what Miss Globe Girl is talking about is what Brother Rich Cooper was just saying here, that the majority of women don't see the majority, what am I trying to say here? Most men are invisible to most women. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think that's what she's talking about. And he was saying that, like, the whole, most of these women want the top tier guy. All women want the top tier guys. So, what's next for men? Well, men need to become the best version of themselves, which is what the Manosphere, the Man on Swamp, where he uses red pill content. This is, at the end of the day, Rich Cooper, DL Saint, Fresh and Fit, Rollo Tomasi, Coach Greg Adams, and all the rest of them. That is the one thing that all of them say. You got to level up. You got to be the best version of yourself. So when it comes to, that's how you adapt to this market. You have to work your way out of the bottom 80 into the top 20. And again, this is just a metaphor. We're not saying that it's a number. We're not saying that, well, there's only, 300 million top tier men and that's it. There's never going to be any more. We're not saying that. You just have to work on yourself, and the qualities that you will earn while working on yourself and leveling up, or the qualities that women find attractive, and they will see you. That's what we're saying. We're basically saying you can't just sit on a sofa, right, and think a baddie is going to show up at your door and do grown-up things to you and like give up to Foxy Brown. It doesn't work that way. You have to do the work. So that's what's next for men. They must do the work. And yeah, it's like they definitely should adapt to the changes, right? This is how it is on the ground right now. Like I said all the time, man, we're in the trenches. When you come out of the trenches, you're in no man's land. This is how it works. You need to adapt to that. So the last part is like, or do they want women to stop using filters? The whole filter thing, dudes don't care about filters. Dudes don't care. Like when women go out here and thirst trap, she's gonna get attention from whoever, but she would get the same amount of attention if she would cover her body up. So I don't understand why women think they need to go out here and put on a 304 outfit. I got to put on the uniform of a promiscuous woman just to get attention, right? And mind you, she's not trying to get the attention of the bottom 80. She's trying to get the attention of the top 20. So maybe she's like, well, I'm just going to I'm going to show what I got so this guy could come over here. Okay, fine. The blue check guy's going to come over. He's going to fly you out. He's going to blow your back out. He's going to send you back. You're not going to get any kind of commitment. None. So when you go out here and you act like a 304, you're going to get treated like a 304. So I would say, ladies, you don't need the filters. You don't need the makeup. The most beautiful women I've ever come across were women who weren't wearing makeup. And I've come across that a little bit when I was younger in America, but when I'm abroad, when you out somewhere and it's hot and women aren't even they're not wearing makeup, they don't worry about how their hair looks. They'll jump in the water. They ain't worried about nothing. They ain't got on those eyelashes, nothing. Just naturally beautiful women who are confident. Like, to me, I'm like, that is a win. If you can find that, you golden. But so many women here in the West, in Western worlds, they put on the makeup, they do the whole thirst trap thing, and you're gonna get what you're looking for. But yeah, dudes need to do the work. Men need to do the work. That's the one thing that I do appreciate about this RP space, about this manosphere thing, is these guys, they're understanding now that they're not being seen by women, and they're investing in themselves, and they're figuring out how to get there. How do I get there? How do I become a better guy? How do I become top tier? And this is how you do it. This is it. Go to the gym, get your body together, read, learn how to talk to people, get your money up, get some style about yourself. All that's going to help you become more confident. And that confidence is what women see. Now that you're seeing, you know what time it is. Keep working on yourself. Don't get you a girl. Oh, I got me a girl because I'm in the gym, my body's starting to look nice. I got a little bit of style. You get the girl, and then you let all that stuff go. You stop going to the gym, you get fat, right? You forget to listen, you forget how to talk. You go back to being a weirdo. Don't do that. Continue to get better. And like I said, we got a video from Courtney Ryan, and she was talking about that as well. Causal Germs, Mouse Utopia is very interesting. Tribe of Men did a review on it. I'm gonna check that out, bro. I'm gonna check that out. Appreciate that, y'all, because I never heard of it. Miss Globe Girl, I think they are midway through the Mouse Utopia. To be honest, we will destroy ourselves and humanity at the rate we're going. I'm gonna have to watch this Mouse Utopia thing. I'm gonna do a show on it because I didn't know anything about it. Thank y'all for teaching me. I'm gonna have to see what's up with this. Brother Doug Causal Germs, it is. I see the parallel with first world countries. Brother Doug and Ms. Glow Girl, I believe we're at a point of destroying each other now. I have got to watch this Mouse Utopia thing. The filter statement is my attempt of being sarcastic and how the ridiculousness of all it. Yeah, okay, cool. That's what's up, sis. That's what's up, sis. But yeah, I mean, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I get so frustrated when I see women who just cake on the makeup all the time. I'm like, come on, baby. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Men will love you. And see, that's the thing. If they're like in their mind, I gotta have this top tier guy, I gotta look this certain way all the time to get this top tier dude, and I'm just gonna not even consider this other dude, that bottom 80 dude, he's gonna love you for just you. But no, you're not gonna get that. And that's what Rich Cooper was talking about, how it was back in the day. Men and women, they didn't have all this technology. They were kind of like, all right, this is it. This is the pool right here. If I'm gonna have somebody, if I'm gonna be married, if I'm gonna reproduce, I gotta pick from right around here. So you can only be so hypergamous, right? You could literally see there's only 10 top tier guys here. You know what I mean? Then you break it down like, okay, the bottom 80 doesn't look so bad. He's a milkman, he's a mechanic, he's a waffle salesman, whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, you know what? He's pretty good. He treats me well. He loves me. He provides for the kids. And it's like, okay. It's fine. But we don't have that anymore because it's on a global scale. And trust me, dudes are out here lying. You know what they say? It's all fair in love and war. These dudes are out here lying, presenting like they're top tier and they're not. They got just enough money to fly you out somewhere to get what they want and then send you back. And you come to find out he was a brokey anyway. Don't fall for the trap, guys. All's fair in love and war. Miss Globe Girl DL, what if I tell you fear is not the reason most women wear makeup? It's a big misconception. Why are women wearing makeup? I mean, I honestly don't. I mean, I get it. I think there are appropriate times to wear makeup, but why are women wearing $50, $85 worth of makeup to go to the gym and sweat it all off? Right? Because I'm just, some of that makeup is so expensive. I'm like, they're wearing about $25, $30 worth of makeup or whatever. Why are they doing it? Why are women going to the gym thirst trapping? Why are they doing it? A lot of it is, for clout. A lot of it, doing it for the gram. You got women getting hurt in the gym because dudes won't come over and help them. And it's not, again, I think it's a small percentage of women who are out there messing up the gym life, doing he's a weirdo compilation, looking, she's got her body, she's, laying down, doing whatever. And like, look, this guy's looking at me. What are you looking at? I think it's a very small percentage of women who are doing that. But look what they have done to that world, to where dudes, it's to a point now where men ignore women. I see this all the time. These young, handsome dudes, the top tier guys, man, they absolutely ignore women here in America. I see it. Why? Because there's a small percentage of women out there messing up for everybody else. And the guys are just like, man, I don't want to deal with it. That might be a great woman, but I don't want to take the chance because she's probably a pain in the ass. Small percentage. So why? But again, back to the original question, Ms. Glow Girl, why are women wearing makeup? I mean, I've never seen you. I get to interact with you. I mean, do you wear makeup to the gym? If like when you go to the gym, do you put on a whole bunch of makeup just to go to 7-Eleven? Like, I'm just curious. I don't think. I believe women wear way too much makeup, and they care, I think, too much about all these other folks. I just, the eyelashes, the crazy makeup, the clothes, and all the rest of it. That's just my take on it. Miss Globe Girl, no one in my circle wear makeup out of fear. Okay, then why? Why wear makeup like that? Like why I understand putting a little, a little blush on or whatever, put on some lip gloss or something like that. But why have all that tons and tons of makeup on? I don't, just every day. I don't get that. Brother Doug. I hate foundation. I've seen so many women's skin become unhealthy after years of wearing layers of foundation. And there's that. Miss Globe Girl, as they should, ignore women in the gym so that they can get their workout on. Yeah, yes. Dudes who are in the gym to really work out, they're ignoring women. There's those thirsty guys who think that they can go into the gym and maybe it's a cheat code to get women, and yeah, they mess it all up. If I'm in the gym, I ain't talking to nobody. I go in there, I get my workout on, and I leave. But I'm a guy that I know how to talk to women anywhere. Why talk in the gym? We out here working out. And I've had this back and forth with my man, Scam Likely. I'm like, bro, why are you in the gym trying to holler at chicks, bro? Like, go in the gym, work out, and leave, man. Oh, well, he gives us reasons as to why. I'm like, all right, does it work? Because I don't do it. If a woman wants to talk to me in the gym, she's going to have to come up and holler at me. She can't even get in my orbit. You're going to have to say something to me. I got my hat down low. I got my headphones on. I'm working out. I'm doing whatever I got to do, and I'm out. I used to work out with my man, Rook. Rook would work out with glasses on. He's the biggest dude. He may not be the biggest dude, definitely the strongest dude in the gym, because there's a lot of dudes out, doing steroids. Rook come in there, put his sunglasses on, man, and that's it. We do our workout, we out of there. I ain't trying to holler at nobody. Now, if I'm standing there and some woman walks, like a lot of time, a woman, like, you working on this machine and she'll get on the machine right in front of you, and I'm just kind of sitting there trying to get my head right because I'm about to push a lot of weight, and then she turn around like, excuse me, you looking at me? I'm like, what? I didn't even see this woman. Straight up, I don't see her like, ain't nobody looking at you, shorty, for real. Now she got an attitude. Like, ain't nobody looking at you, shorty. And this was back in 2010, 2011. No, I take that back. It was before I went to Miami. So this was like 2006, 2007, 2008. It was like, look, baby, don't take this the wrong way, but ain't nobody looking at you. I'm here to work out. If you want to holler at me later, man, you can, I'll be at Jamba Juice at the end of this workout. We'll be over there in about an hour. Just shut her down. She's just sitting there looking stupid. Ain't nobody looking at you, shorty. Now they got video cameras. So, I'm saying, I'm start doing like Rook, put the glasses on. Just sit there, get my hair right, sit back, push my weight, come back up, work on what I got to work on, and get out of there. I ain't trying to holler at no girls in the gym, ever. Just like I ain't trying to holler at nobody I work with, ever. Like, ever. You got to know what you're doing. Miss Globe Girl said the makeup is for themselves. Why? Why put on all that makeup? It's for you? That doesn't make sense to me. Miss Globe Girl, absolutely not. I don't wear makeup to the gym. I also don't wear leggings shoved up my ass with butt lips. That's what I'm talking about, Miss Globe Girl. Never met you in person, but I did not see you as that type of woman. You know what I mean? I bet you a very attractive woman. You out there taking care of business. Why? Why I say this? Because you in the Navy, your deployments, dealing with what you dealt with, just dealing with that. I don't know what you dealt with in your life, right? You probably out here working hard, doing your thing. I can absolutely see that. Those are the women I want to talk to. I want to talk to women who ain't out there thirst trapping. I don't want to talk to the women who want attention. Man, keep that away from me, man. Stay over there. I want women who aren't looking for attention. I want women that are easy to approach. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. How you doing? Just straight up, no makeup on, nothing. It's like Fresh and Myron say all the time, man, discovery is way better than disclosure. Let me discover what you look like when you put on makeup. Like, we're going to a gala and I come pick you up, you got on a gown and makeup on. I'll be like, oh, I already know you fine, but damn. That's how it should be. I think that's how it used to be. It done changed a lot. You know what I mean? It done changed a whole lot. Brother Doug, I know how to approach women at the gym, and that's my past dating pool. We both have something in common, the gym. Like I said, some people do it. I never do it, bro. I never do it. Like I say, if women want to talk to you, they'll find a way to put themselves in your orbit, in your line of sight, and I get that a lot at the gym. If you're a woman, you trying to holler at me in the gym, you got to come up and holler at me. You got to come talk to me, because I'm not looking. I don't care. We in the gym. I ain't on that. That's a no-go zone for me. And yeah, me, Brother Doug, and Brother Dusto were talking about a Scam Likely. We were talking about this a few shows back. That's just me. You know what I mean? Some people, they thrive in that environment. I'm not one of them. I don't do it. I don't do it. And here's the thing. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. My techniques might not work for you. Your techniques might not work for me. I'm just saying this is what I don't do. Saint don't do it. And when young guys ask me, I'm like, well, I don't do that. But if you want to, go ahead. But I don't do that. That's just not me. Ms. Globe Girl, why do women wear nail polish? Why do women wear heels? Why do women of all races wear extensions? Why do women carry $10,000 purses and $5,000 sandals? I know women carrying around $35,000 purses, but yeah, the point is well taken. The point is well taken. They're doing it for themselves. Okay, I'll have to accept that. I'll have to accept that. I'm gonna think on this. I'm gonna think on it though. Brother Dino, the makeup must be a confidence booster. It's kind of like dudes, you know what I mean, who want to just shoot up the steroids, right? It gives them a confidence boost. It's fake gains, but it makes them feel like they're bigger, they look bigger, maybe something like that. I don't know. Brother Doug, some people go to the club, I go to the gym. Yeah, I gun everywhere else. I don't do it at work. Like I do not approach women at work. Again, same thing at work. A woman has to literally come up and almost break the law. She's gonna have to touch me in inappropriate places to get me to do something. She's gonna have to cross the line first. At work, I don't approach nobody at a gym. And pretty much everything else, man, is a free fire zone. You know what I mean? Everything else pretty much free fire zone. I could care less. Even church. I don't go to church because it's just too easy. It's too easy, like a Mariana's turkey shoot when you go into a church. All these women see you. Oh my God, I don't do it. I stay out of the churches. I hate it when people bring me to church events. I hate it. It's normally women who bring me to church events, and I'll tell them, like, look, your friend's gonna try to get on. I'm telling you, they're gonna try hard to get on. Watch. You watch. And every single time, my female friends, you be like, yep, you're right. You're right. Bro, I didn't know. I'm like, man, this is what it is. You know what I mean, Brother Falcon? Miss Glow Girl, trust me, folks outside of our address now know who and what we are, and do almost anything to have or be who we are. Don't hate, understand that we do and hope to achieve. I don't think it's hate, bro. It's just she just looking at. I mean, remember what you guys were talking about, and I mean, you know, Miss Globe Girl, she'll answer for herself, but she's just talking about the king and queen title. It's just so many people running around talking about kings and queens. Like, I know who you are, and I know that it applies. But I keep telling you, bro. Like, I tell you this all the time. Y'all are extremely rare. Extremely rare. And you always kick back like, well, we know all these people are just like us. And we do. We always break it down. Oh, they like y'all, they do this, they do this, they do this. Well, no. Like, exactly. Y'all do all that. They don't do any of that. So what you guys have is extremely rare. So, like I said, your wife is the only woman I refer to as queen. You peep that, right? Your wife is the only person I refer to as queen. And I'll never call you king, bro. I don't care if it was your legal name. Just because, man. Just because. It's like me calling another man daddy or some shit. I ain't doing that. But I got nothing but the utmost respect. So no, it's too many people out there like that. That whole king and queen thing has been tarnished. All these people running around here talking about their kings and queens. That's my take on it. Like I said, Miss Globe Girl, she'll respond on her own. We got paid players are in demand with the $20 super chat, man. What's good, man? I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Do not get married until fault divorce is an option. Crimes like domestic violence and child are adjudicated in criminal court and not the kangaroo court, incorrectly called family law. 50-50 mandatory save a criminal. Yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. Like, the system, there's no getting around that. and when we kick up this video again, Rich Cooper's gonna bring that up. There's no getting around the current system. And the current system is the reason, and the media doesn't want to say it, but I'll say it. Any man who gets married in America, any guy who gets married in these Western nations is a fool if he has something. If he has something, it just doesn't make sense to take that chance. He's a fool. Now, if he's a brokey, he has nothing, man, go ahead and get married all day, every day, bro. Get married. It ain't gonna hurt you none. Get married. But if you got something, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Do like the article was saying, just, cohabitate, which could be dangerous as well. So I would think about that. I mean, you have to know the laws of the state. You have to know your situation. You have to know yourself. You have to know the other person. Sun Tzu, man, know yourself, know the enemy. That's just how it works. And if you do these things and it doesn't work out well for you, no one's going to feel bad for you. Like, come on, at this point, we already know what time it is, bro. Oh, you got married. Oh, she wasn't the right one. Oh, she lied to you. Oh, she wasn't a submissive woman. Oh, she took half your stuff. Oh, you got to pay her a bunch of money in child support and alimony. So what? That's what you get, bro. Especially now, it's all over YouTube. Oh, you didn't get a prenup? I know people who got married young. They didn't have anything. They grew together and they went on to have one of the best relationships I've ever seen in my life. I know one couple like that. One. I know just one. But I've seen the bad stuff. I've seen it. I've seen every variant possible with these relationships. I've seen it. So I can't in good faith tell some young man, especially some young man who has a lot going for him, that yeah, go ahead and get married. I'm like, look, man, you got to run, if you have a good family and you can go through the vetting process and you were raised right and she was raised right, and there's so many variables. And even still, if you go through all that, there's a 50% chance that this thing is not going to work. There's no getting around that stat. There's no getting around it. 50% chance. Like I say, man, I'm airborne. I love jumping. If they told me in airborne school that there was a 50% chance that my main and reserve parachute would not deploy, I'm not saying I wouldn't jump. I'm simply saying I want to pack my own chutes. That's it. I'm still going to go, but I want to pack these chutes up on my own. This thing ain't going to open up. It's going to be because I packed it wrong. Right. And I was talking to my brother Howie about this. He was like, and bro, even if you do jump and your parachute, does open, but it doesn't open properly and you land, like, you probably going to break your legs or something, bro. You're going to be like all jacked up after. It doesn't mean that you're going to land softly. Of the 50% of parachutes that do open, you're still going to have partial malfunctions. You're still going to have issues. You're still going to hit the ground hard. So that's all we're saying, bro. And it's, I get it. And it's not that I'm against marriage and it's not that I'm against relationships. I'm not. Men and women are better together than they are apart. I believe that 100%. I'm against the current system in place. That's what I'm against. I'm against being married to the government. I'm against the current system and how it happens. If people get married or they have a relationship and they have a child, it should be 50-50 off the rip. Something as simple as that. Why is it that's not the case? Why is that? What is this child support? If both parents have the kids equally, we don't need any child support. And if one of the parents can't handle the financial responsibility, then that needs to be discussed. Maybe something should happen to where, all right, we'll let the other parent have the child a little bit more so you can go work some more and get your shit together. As opposed to we just going to extract resources from one of these parents, the parent who makes more. We're going to extract resources from that parent and give it to the parent who doesn't make more. Irregardless of gender, it doesn't matter. That's a system that just doesn't work. We monetize children in this country. That is evil. Bottom line. So I'm not against relationships. I'm not against marriage. That's between you and God, or you and Yahweh, or you and Buddha, or you and the trees, or you and whatever it is you worship. That's between you and the universe. Those two people. What does the United States government have to do with it? That's my problem with it, guys. That's it. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? And Miss Glow Girl's like, yeah, trust me, I don't hate on success. You know what I mean? She's Navy. She don't hate on success. She like, who is fucking Strike Force? Is this a new YouTube name? Nope. Been here before. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? You know, Brother Doug was gonna jump in there. Oh man, there it is. There it is, Miss Glow Girl. Yeah, it's already out there. Look, stop playing so damn much. Look at y'all having fun in there. Look, Jay Swan's tripping with the laughies. He's like, you good. Like, you're good. This is my personal one. Wife and I share Jay Swans. Both names start with J. It's all good. Y'all tripping. Brother Dinosaur, what does marriage mediation fit in the U.S. system? The way it works in the U.S. system, bro, in most states, I can't tell you about all the states. I can tell you about California. So when you go in, when you petition for, we're going to talk about child support because I don't know how the marriage part works because I've never been married and I never will. So we'll talk about the child support stuff. Like you go in, you petition for custody and or child support, whatever. You don't have to. The government just doesn't automatically do it. Someone has to petition. Someone has to say, I want this, right? So you go in and basically the way it works is you do all the paperwork. They're going to give you a hearing, but before you can go before a judge with the hearing, they make you go through mediation. You have to. There's no way to go before a judge without talking to the mediator first. You have to go through mediation. Once you go through mediation, you guys are at an impasse or whatever, you go before the judge. Normally, when you have just normal folks, if it's just two people, the relationship didn't work out, they're just trying to figure out how to work this, thing out with the kids. Normally speaking, you go through mediation, they break it down, they give you different, suggestions. Normally, it's like mom and dad sitting there with the mediator. A lot of cases, like mom and dad can't sit next to each other, so they have to meet separately with the mediator, right? So they got to go from one room to the next. It's really a pain. And what happens is they try to get a parenting plan down. They try to establish who's going to be the custodial parent. They try to establish all the stuff that the judge is going to do. And this is just a way to, to keep the docket clear. So if you got two people, just normal folks who going in there just didn't work out, they've already done the work. They make you watch videos. Like, this is how this system works. They encourage you to work it out yourselves. And it's like, okay, we got all this stuff worked out. You go in there, you show it to the mediator. The mediator, like, this is great. She takes it to the judge sign it, bam, there you go. There's your order. That's how it works. And that could be everything to include money. If there's money involved, like, okay, parent A is going to pay for this, parent B is going to pay for that. They get health care, daycare, clothing, holidays, the regular breakdown. Like, it's going to be a 2-3-2. It's going to be week on, week off. How you're going to do the midweek visits, all that stuff. They want you to do that through a mediator. So you have people who can do that. They go through the mediator, boom, it's all done. They sign off on it. Judge signs on it. Everything y'all want is right there. That's the order. Boom. But then you have people who are very difficult. You have people who are out there maybe trying to work the system, maybe just trying to be vengeful, just making it difficult for whatever reason. So the mediation reaches an impasse. We couldn't get anything done. You go before the judge. Now, attorneys are not allowed in mediation. So your attorneys are just sitting here waiting for y'all to go in there, whatever. You go in there, we can't work together. I hate him, I hate her, whatever. Mediator tries to get you, well, it doesn't, it's about the kid, they trial, that doesn't work. Okay, you go to the judge. And then when you go to the judge, that's when your attorneys take over. Anybody in America who's going through a family court, I highly suggest you get an attorney. I don't care what it costs. You want to get the best attorney you can, because whatever happens on that initial hearing, that's it. That is the rest of the fight is trying to undo that. So you want to go in there with the best attorney you can. You want to go in, and that attorney is going to get it right in the eyes of the law. They're going to, the judge is not going to be able to overstep. If you go in there by yourself, you represent yourself, the judge can overstep. You won't know. There's all kind of stuff that can happen. You won't know. The paperwork won't be right. The judge will kick you out, tell you to go do the paperwork, come back. It's just stupid. Don't do it. I did that once. It wrecked me. That's what wrecked me. And again, it wasn't the other person that wrecked me. It was me. I should have known better. I went there thinking everything, oh, we're grown-ups. We're going to be able to handle this. This is not a big problem. I was wrong. And that cost me dearly. It is what it is. It cost me dearly. So anybody out there, if you're going through a situation, you want to get you an attorney. Before you go in there, get the best attorney you can afford. Is worth the investment. I don't care what it is. Just keep in mind, if you're spending like, if you go in by yourself and you come out of there and you wind up with a child support order it's like $2,200, which includes basic child support, maybe add-ons and all this other kind of stuff. Because the judge can do whatever they want to do. Let's say you're like $2,200. That's like $480,000 over 18 years. And you may or may not be able to spend time with your child. And that's like the worst case scenario. And that's in a scenario where you don't get to spend any time with your child. So again, we monetize children. The advantage goes to the person who has the child the most. That's who's going to receive the money. So it's in everyone's best interest. If you're playing the money game, then you need to keep your child away from the other parent in order to get the highest child support order awarded to you. It's a horrible system. It's an absolutely horrible system. I do believe it's going to change. So that's just in a nutshell. I'm not an attorney. Whatever state you in, you going through that in America, get you an attorney. Get you an attorney. Brother Falcon, then while you put me on blast, I'll be trying to stay incognito. Yeah, he's always trying to be incognito. You know me, Ms. Gloga. Okay, I know you're in. There she is. She dropped incognito. I'm glad y'all having a good time, man. Y'all tripping. I know Jay Swans is going to be on me. I see you, Airborne. All the way, bro. All the way. You know what I'm saying? And Brother Falcon, who leads the way out there, Brother Falcon? I need you to tell me, man, who leads the way? Attorneys just want to know what's in your bank account. Yeah, that is true. But here's the thing. There are good attorneys out there who just want to help you through the process. They know how much you make and all this kind of stuff, but there are good attorneys out there just like, this is how it's going to work. You want them in there for that initial hearing. It's just worth the money, bro. You want them in there for that initial hearing. But yeah, they see how much you make and all that. There's some attorneys out there who are just trying to drain the account. Yes, that's true. But you got to work that out. So let's get back to Rich Cooper.
So I think men and women in general, not just men, but I think men and women have been let down and lied to as far as what the other sex responds to and gets the results to where they're looking at that are aligned with their goals, if I can put it that way.
And what are those wounds in the relationships that you've had that you've been able to turn into this?
What gets me is this is a word, like all of the Western countries are on YouTube trying to find answers. This brother's obviously in the UK. You got Australians on here. Well, yeah, I think, he's UK. He said he's British. You got Australians on here, New Zealanders on here. You got Africans on here, like from throughout the whole continent. You got South Africans on there. Canadians. Yeah, it's so many men and women out here looking for answers. I just find that interesting.
This education.
Well, I think divorce is certainly one of them. I talked about it in my book.
And brother Jay Swans, the guy who has the most jumps lead the way. All right, you win there, Ranger. You win. You only got more jumps than me because I got out. All right, let's keep it 100. You only got more jumps than me because I got out. If I had re-enlisted when we were in Korea and went back to the unit, we still would have the same amount of jumps.
A chapter in my book on why smart men don't marry today. So anybody that hasn't been divorced doesn't know this, but you tend to sort of approach it from the angle of, right, I found somebody I love. She loves me. We've met each other's family. We've traveled. We're going to take house together in sickness and health and richer and poorer and blah, 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 and all that sort of stuff. And we'll raise a family and we'll be together forever and ever until kingdom comes, sort of thing. But it doesn't always work out that way. And marriage as a proposal for men, because when you get married today, you essentially invite.
Hold on. I got to say something about this chat.
Hold up.
Jay Swan's on some bullshit. Hurts my heart seeing you riding around with them cherry jump wings. Hey, man, we need to talk. Hold on, we clear this out. You my brother, bro, but we gonna put the gloves on. You hear me? Talking all this cherry stuff. You need to shuffle down there, leg. Y'all want to get paratroopers mad? Call them a cherry. You're gonna have a situation on your hand. But let's get back to the video.
The state into your home. They become the governors of your relationships. They become the governor of your assets. They become the governor of what happens to you, your access to your own children if you have to untie the knot. So things have changed dramatically. And it's very difficult. It's misunderstood, and you don't understand it until you go through it. And that's when the fog of war is lifted and you see what you deal with. So, I mean, if you took a classroom full of graduating students from high school and let them sit in a divorce court for an afternoon to watch how fathers got treated, I think you'd probably find if you interviewed them afterwards, there'd be a lot of interesting conversations and surprises that they would want to talk to you about. But it's one of those things that there's not a lot of conversations about today.
And, you know, that goes back to what we were talking about with, you know, just knowing the rules and getting married. Like a lot of guys, they're not prepared for what it really is. They're just not. And then you talk about the Disney fairy tale. I think more men fall for the Disney fairy tale than women. And I know for a fact that men love harder than women. Men love idealistically. Women love opportunistically. You know what I mean? I shout out to Rollo Tomasi. I'm 85% on board with that statement. Men love for real. They really do. That's why you got so many of them that don't go right, and they wind up doing, you know what I'm saying? When it don't go right, it's men believe in that Disney fairy tale. And they want that princess. And for a lot of them, it doesn't work. And people are like, well, how many? You know, you can easily say 50% don't work, but that's marriages. Relationships, I would say that way more relationships fail than marriages. So yeah, man. Brother Casual Jones, Brother Doug look like cherry jump wings. Yeah, then see, we done got now. Mandrell's in here talking about legs. Gentlemen, we're gonna have to do a show. Look, me, Mandrell, and Jay Swans are gonna do a show so we can talk to y'all about what goes on in the Army between airborne and non-airborne personnel, and then what goes on in the Army between the airborne, the Rangers, the sappers, the LERP guys, you know what I mean? The Green Berets, yeah, all that kind of stuff, right? It's so much going on, but it's all love because it pushes us to be better. The closer you get to the tip of the spear, you know what I mean? The better you are, the harder you are, you know, and like all those guys, and then like Delta, there's so many levels to it, y'all. Levels to it. So yeah, we definitely gonna talk about it. I'm gonna get Mandrell and I'm gonna get Jay Swans on the show, man. We're gonna spend some time and break it all the way down for y'all. But Brother Doug Cherry, so you got people who go to airborne school. You need to complete 5 jumps successfully, 5 jumps, right? So you know most people who wear wings, if you got those wings on, that means you made those 5 jumps. Most people after they complete airborne school, they never jump again. And those people, we refer to them as 5 jump chumps. They never jump again. They're cherries. So you finish airborne school and you go to an airborne unit. You are considered a cherry until you get your first jump in your unit. That's the first jump away from airborne school. They call it your cherry blast. You know what I mean? So that's what he's talking about. So for veteran paratroopers to call one another cherries and stuff like that, it's definitely a smack in the face. You know what I mean? It's like, what? That's just, you know, it's an internal thing. And then we got like, man, you see how Mandrell woke up like, what? Leg, what's going on? Yeah, and then you know, like I said, like look at Brother Falcon, like what's going on? Like, what's good, snake eater? They eat a lot of snakes and rabbits in the Green Berets. That's true. Brother Mandrell, that's a fact, big bro. Right. It's just that the way it breaks down. Come on, big bro. Now you know legs don't matter. Yeah, legs don't matter. See, and here's another thing too. I'll tell you this. People like, well, you got legs. I don't have legs. I'm a paratrooper. I was issued paratrooper landing apparatus, 2 each. That's what I got. I don't have legs. I got paratrooper landing apparatus. Right? It says it right there on the paperwork. You can go, it's Army issue. Army airborne issue. Yeah, thanks for Brother Doug. Like, thanks for the explanation. Yeah, man, it's military stuff, bro. I'm sure every branch has the same thing. You know, it's like in the Navy. I'm pretty sure they brag about, you know, who puts on makeup the best and stuff like that. You know, whatever they do in the Navy, I don't know. They brag about that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's the Navy, bro. They got their names on their butt. Shout out Miss Glow Girl. So, Brother Falcon, legs aren't real people. Nah, they're not. Legs aren't real people. Brother Mandrell, we don't have legs. We have wings. That's right, bro. We have wings. So that's a little taste of that. I'm gonna get these brothers on here one of these days, man. That's a little taste of that. So yeah, so I wanted to play that up what Rich Cooper was talking about with, you know, a lot of guys don't understand what it means to get married here in America and in the West. And the whole thing about getting married to the government, which again, you know what I mean, it kind of that dovetails with what I was talking about earlier. There's no need to be married to the government. I want to be married to her, but I don't want to be married to the government. And even someone like Rich Cooper, he's in a relationship right now. He talks about it. He's like, he's proud of his woman. Like, it's a great thing. He's happy. You know what I mean? So it's not as if these guys are saying, stay away from women, go your own way. They're not. They're just saying, wake up to the reality. This is the situation on the ground. And that's what it is. D-Max in the house. What's good, fam? Good to see you, bro. These are the facts on the ground. We're not saying don't get married. Just think about it. Think about what you're doing. Think about what could happen. People like, oh, you just preparing for the worst. You can say you're preparing for the worst or preparing for the best. 50% of the time, it doesn't work. So you need to prepare. Wouldn't you agree? So yeah, so there's that. Yeah, let me drop this in. Let me drop this in the chat as well. If y'all want to go back and watch the whole thing, it's only 8 minutes, but it's really good. And like that's Rich Cooper's shorts. Also go over there and like and subscribe, and like he puts out some really good shorts too, guys. Some really good shorts. So that's that right there. Jay Swans, paratroopers don't have legs. We have balls. Big giant balls. Hashtag RLTW. Rangers lead the way. So you see what I'm saying? Jay Swan's not only is he airborne, but he's a Ranger, not a tab Ranger. He's scrolled out. So there's like it's so many levels to this. What I'm gonna have to do a show break all this down. To soldiers, it means a lot. Like a scroll versus a tab means a whole. It's two completely different things. But even with all that, Brother Mandrell is holding all the cards. Shout out to the Special Forces. Shout out to the Green Berets. Put silver wings upon my chest. Make me one of America's best. That's Mandrell. We got to respect that man. The snake eater. The snake eater. So yeah, this show is going to run long, y'all. I was hoping I'd get it done in 2 hours, but it's going to run a little bit longer than that. There's a New York Post article, May 1st, 2023. May 1st, which is today. I wanted to read this article. Again, this is mainstream media is talking about this stuff. That's why I wanted to, that's why I wanted to put this on here. Man, I ain't saying y'all. I'm not saying y'all motto, y'all creed. You can say it next time you on here. You know what I mean? You can say it next time you on here, because then Jay Swan's gonna respond with his creed, and we're gonna be in all this kind of Greek stuff, Latin stuff, or whatever it is. I'll let you boys do it when I have y'all on the screen. Pause. I'll let you guys go back and forth. So, New York Post. 6 out of 10 young men are single. Right? The disturbing reasons why. And this is February 23rd of this year is when the article actually came out. But I typed it in, it came up today, so I want to do it. And it starts off with they're not getting jerked around by dating anymore. New Pew Research Center data has found that nowadays 63% of men under 30 are electively single, up from 51% in 2019. And experts blame erotic alone time online as a major culprit. So they want to blame corn. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it's more of guys feel they don't want to go out here and put in the work. They don't want to go out here and try. They're afraid of being rejected by women, so they just gave up. That's what I think this is. That's what I think this is. So when I look at this, and it says they're not getting jerked around by dating anymore. It starts off with that. They're afraid of getting rejected by women. And it says it's 63% of men under 30 are electively single. They don't want to try. That's what I'm reading. That's how I'm reading into this. They don't want to try. They're scared. Mommy and daddy said everyone gets a trophy. Everyone gets a baddie. How come Susie doesn't want to talk to me? I'm never going to try to talk to a woman again. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. And they run right into the basement. Or they run into the gym, or they run into work. But I would say they run into the basement. 63% of men under 30. And that's up from 51% in 2019. Right? So, like I said, bottom 80. Pick the numbers you want. 60, 40, bottom 80. You know, pick the numbers you want. And they're going to blame corn for this. It's not, I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it has everything to do with young men being afraid to approach women, young men being afraid of failure, young men being told that everyone gets a trophy, young men who have parents bulldoze all the problems and just hover all over them and fix all their issues for them. Now they're out there in the real world on their own and they realize it's hard. It most definitely is. So young men are watching a lot of social media. They're watching a lot of corn. And I think they're getting a lot of their needs met without having to go out. And that's facts. And I say corn because YouTube doesn't like the adult content word. I think it's starting to be a habit. Yeah, I think my thing is these dudes, they're afraid to try. The new post-COVID numbers would surely back up previous research that pandemic has made men prefer an evening alone instead of actually meeting a partner. Right? Y'all see that? Why? Because it's easier. That's why. It's easier. I could just go ahead and buy myself a sex android, or I can go ahead and go onto these crazy sites that will put someone's face, anyone's face on your favorite actress, and they can see what they want. Men are visual creatures. They're just doing that, getting more creative. The sex toy industry is out of control right now with the stuff that they got on the market. So these guys are getting everything but intimacy. They get everything but, you know, a human next to them. And it's easy, so they're doing it, which I think is crazy. It's just crazy. You know what I mean? Brother Falcon, damn, Mandrell's still here. Come on, bro. I'm trying to be the big dog. Sue Ponte. See, they say going back and forth with this stuff. Sue Ponte is the Rangers stuff. The Oppresso de Blair. That's the Green Beret stuff. I'm pretty sure I pronounced it wrong. You know what I mean? Doug is like Mouse Utopia. I got to watch this Mouse Utopia thing. I'm going to watch this tonight. Brother Doug, some young men are being discouraged by listening to horror stories out the manosphere. And then reading articles like this. Yeah, I agree. I can see that, bro. D-Mac, these young men are different. They are, bro. They are. They ain't never been punched in the mouth, man. They ain't never got their hands dirty. They weren't forced to go outside and play, bro. We weren't allowed to come inside. We just had to be on the street when the street lights came on. We had to be on the block, right there by the house. But during the day, we was everywhere, free range children. We were getting into all sorts of stuff. But that's how we learn. Nowadays, that's not the case. Kids don't leave. My daughter doesn't leave the house when she's with me now. She's with her mom. It's different. She's out there, you know, experiencing life and seeing stuff, which is great. But when she's here, I don't want my daughter going outside by herself. I don't. And I'm kind of wrong for that. But at the same time, I'm worried about her safety. So I'm kind of stuck on that one. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Brother Doug's agreeing with D-Mac. They are different, bro. Brother Falcon, corn is nice. I spent many of my youthful years enjoying the fine content of late night Showtime. Yeah, that's when it had the squiggly line. You had to move the antenna just right so the squiggly line will open up. You still didn't have any audio or real color. But yeah, that's how old people did it back in the day. So let's get back to the article. Just half of single men as a whole responded that they are looking for a committed relationship and or casual dates, a decrease compared to 61% 4 years ago. Wow. And then it has the charts, of course. U.S. adults between 18 and 29 who say they are single. 2019, it was 51% of men said they were single. 32% of women said they were single. 2022, 63% of men say they are single. Women only went up 2%. 34% of women say they are single. So what's that? That's what's that? 37%. 37% of men are not single, right? So 37% of men are out there smashing 56%. Is that right? No, that'll be 66% of women. Right? Think about that. 66% of women are out there smashing 37% of dudes or in relationship. You know what I mean? So when they say they won't share a top tier man, I think they will. Those numbers are right there. Right, but these statistics tell a sadder truth about the generation of men. NYU professor Nobly Way told the outlet, we're in a crisis of connection. Disconnection from ourselves and disconnection from each other, and it's getting worse. I agree. We are in a crisis of connection. And it is getting worse because these guys don't want to go out. The male numbers come sharply juxtaposed to the 34% of women under 30 who now say they're single, which has seen only a significant pandemic rise in the age group. Right. So 34% of women say they're single. So 66% of women are in relationships. And only, what was the other number? Only like 30-something. So they're out there messing with 30-something% of the dudes. 37% of the dudes. 37% of the dudes are getting 66% of the women, right? 80-20. That's why I keep saying it's just a minority of guys are out there messing with the majority of women. And it is getting worse. The male numbers come, we already read that. Another factor at play might be the interest of women changing, especially as suitors of the same age are becoming apparently less desirable, right? And we like most women, there's tons of research on that. Most women find most men unattractive, like for relationships and stuff like that, financially unattractive, or they don't see them at all. Again, these are things that, you've heard on this channel. If you've been in the manosphere, you've heard the stuff in the manosphere. Women want the best, and there are dudes out there who just aren't trying. Women would rather go to brunch with friends than have a horrible date, LA couples and family psychologist Greg Matos said. Right? And that makes sense. 25% of men 65 and over are single, and 39% of women are single. My age group, 50 to 64, 28% of men are single and 30% of women are single. Yeah, like as you get older, at least for me, like I said, it's getting easier and easier for me to get out there. Like it's Foxy Brown ain't a problem. Let's put it to you that way. It's just not a problem. Especially like, I got pretty good genes, so I don't look my age. So yeah, I'm not having any trouble. I'm not doing anything because I'm focused on other stuff. I'm chasing excellence right now. I'm really focused on excellence, but I'm not worried about that as an older dude because there are more and more, attractive women who are like, trying to get somebody. And they don't even want to be married. Kind of to the Miss Globe Girl's point. They're not even trying to be married. They just want somebody to be with them. They're not trying to move into your place. None of that. They just, hey, let's go out and they want someone to go out and do stuff with. They, of course, they want to be intimate as well, but they want someone to invest, time with. I ain't mad. The expectations of American men are also rising in the minds of women, according to a masculinity report and University of Akron professor Ronald Levance, who added that unfortunately so many men don't have more to give. But perhaps the largest issue now with young men, one highly impacting their social abilities, is that they are, as a whole, more lonely people than women. Wow. And we talked about this too. And they have a survey they're gonna talk about here in a second. A recent study showed in early 1990s, 55% of men were reported to have 6 or more close friends. That percentage dwindled down to 27 in 2021. Wow. Only 20% of guys report having 6 or more close friends. Wow. According to the American Perspective Survey, now 15% of men say they have no close personal friendships. 15% of dudes? Wow. So yeah, and there's people are staying home with their computers. They're staying home with their computers. This is a bad thing. Ms. Globe Girl. There has to be a deeper rooted issue besides fear. Young men are being brainwashed into thinking they're failures. Therefore, they spend more time in isolation where they feel safe. Social media. Now, Ms. Globe Girl, I think what it is they were raised to believe that it was easy. They simply don't want to go out and do the work. It's hard. I personally believe they were raised to believe it was easy. Everyone gets a trophy, right? Everyone gets a baddie. That's not the case. You have to put in the work, and they don't want to put in the work. They may have gotten up their courage to go out and talk to some girl like some girl they thought was cute, and they're not attractive. They're probably overweight, right? 75% of America is either overweight or obese. I think the number went up. They're probably overweight. They're not making any money. They have no social skills. It took all of their courage probably to talk themselves into, it took them a year to get up the courage to go over and ask a girl her name or say hi or something like that. And then realizes she doesn't, it's work and they don't want to put the work in. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's any deeper than that. They don't go outside. They don't know how to socialize. And they don't realize that, if they were handsome, if they go to the gym, work out, become slim, they don't have to become slim, just, get their body together, go out there and earn money, get their style, whatever their style is, and look appropriately and feel good about themselves. And that's the key. They feel good about themselves. Women are going to see them. But again, mommy and daddy said that everyone gets a trophy. So where's my baddie? I'm just going to sit here in the basement and get fat until she shows up. Right. And then those guys want to get into the friend zone and all that kind of stuff, thinking they're going to get on with this woman. If I just become her friend, then I can tell her how much I really love her after 20 years of being in the friend zone. Come on now. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Let's say, okay, hey, ladies in the house, what's good? What's good, love? Good to see you. Brother Doug Bingo, Miss Globe Girl. The cell phones and social media changed the behavior of young men communicating with women. I think the cell phones gave them like liquid courage in a sense. They'll reach out on they'll slide into a DM or they'll, online. You ain't got to be there in person. I think it's the sting of rejection in person that they're afraid of. Right? You can give your phone to somebody else and have somebody, you can put up fake, pictures and all that kind of stuff. Nah, man, I think it's these dudes, man. It's these dudes who are afraid to get out there and get punched in the mouth. They're afraid to get out here and hear no. They're afraid to go out here and deal with this disappointment. You got to lose a couple games before you can win the championship, yo. It's just one of those things. Unless you Jay Swans, they don't lose. According to Jay Swans, they don't lose. Ms. Globe Girl, we need someone to change the light bulbs and smoke detectors and fix the garage door. But hey, dudes are willing to do that so long as they get a little Foxy Brown, they get a little intimacy. There's so many men out there, just regular guys. All they want is one woman. They just want one. They don't want to run a rotation. They don't want to be good at womanizing. They just want one woman that loves, honors, and respects them, and they will do everything for her. They will die for her. They will do everything to make her life the best life they can possibly provide for her. The problem is that guy, he's not the top 1%. He's not the top 20% of earners. That guy might not check all of her qualifications. Therefore, she's not really going to rock with him like that. He doesn't know how to talk. He ain't got no game. So, man, look, that's what I think it is. And I see a lot of these dudes in the manosphere who are looking for help and they're investing in themselves. I know guys come to me. And like I said, there's just so many coaches, there's so many ways to invest in yourself. And I tell these dudes like, yeah, man, if you come to me and you want me to help you, we getting out here in no man's land. I'm going to pull you out the trenches. We're going to go out here in the real world and I'm going to show you how this shit work. I'm not going to do it via a Zoom call. I'm not going to do it via my Patreon group. No, if you really want to know how to do it, we're going to get out here and I'm going to show you the only way I know. The only way I know how. I'm going to show you, I'm going to train you the way I was trained in the military. It's the only way I know how to do it. And I'm going to get out there in the trenches with you and I'm going to show you what it is. Brother Doug, DL, Miss Globe Girl's onto something. She, I see what she's saying, but I really think it's on the individuals who want to step up. Like I said, daddy and mommy said everybody gets a trophy, and that's not true. Everyone does not get a trophy. Only winners get trophies. That's just that's how it is. Brother D Mac with the $5 super chat, man. Appreciate you, fam. I'm glad I'm not growing up in these times. I will be straight man 304. Yeah. Be a straight man 304. I will be a straight man 304. Yeah. Coming from a retired bro. It's never been easier to get on these women, bro. It's never been easier, man. They that's what they coming with. It don't even take that much, man. It don't. So I see what's going on in these streets. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's never been easier. When it comes to just getting Foxy Brown, just running game, it's never been easier, bro. These women are just about it, man. They are about it. They ready to get it. They fear rejection. D-Mac, yes, sir. They absolutely do fear rejection. But you're right, bro. You'll be a straight man hoe. You would be. These young girls, they about it. It does not take much at all. You just sit back and just be chill. Just don't be thirsty. They coming to see you, bro. They coming to see you. You got any clout whatsoever. Like I said, I'm old. I'm in my 50s, and these young girls be trying to holler at me. It's crazy. Trying to holler at me. Like, no, I'm good, shorty. No, I'm good. And that drives them crazy. The fact that you saying no. And all these dudes out here think y'all top tier guys. Like I said, if you've never said no to a beautiful woman, or legit 9 or 10, if you've never said no, she come to you and say she want to give you the Foxy Brown, if you've never turned it down, then you ain't top tier, bro. You just thirsty like everybody else. Just thirsty. Miss AKA Lady Showing Love. Brother Doug, I've literally watched the evolution of antisocial behavior through the cell phones and social media on the youth over the past 2 decades on the college campus. Yeah, man, it's definitely changed, bro. It's not the same. Yes, they can communicate through text and social media, but don't know how to communicate in person. I've seen too many times on a college campus. Facts. No matter what, at some point you're gonna be face to face with that person. And you might be the best texter ever. You might make the best memes. You might, put the perfect message, perfect music with your stories or whatever. But when you're sitting there across the table or sitting there next to this beautiful woman at the bar, and you can't chat her up, you can't keep her interested in you, bro, it's a wrap. You can't entertain her, it's a wrap. You can't make her laugh, forget about it. She's out of there. She's off to the next one because she has nothing but choices. She has so many choices. She's off to the next one. And that's what these dudes lack, bro. Brother Damon's in the house. What's good, fam? Got the wrong button. My bad. Brother Damon's in the house. Good to see you, bro. He's like, I've been married 25 years. Congratulations to you, bro. Because, that is amazing. People being married that long, bro. You deserve a Don DeMarco for that. You and your wife, man. Because that's no easy task. 25 years of marriage, bro. That's no easy task. That's what's up, brother D-Mac. Back in the day, you learned those skills in your neighborhood, chasing the community queens. Absolutely, bro. You was chasing the queens. I was chasing the hood rats. But either way, that's how you learn, bro. I was chasing the chicken heads. I was out there with the chicken heads. I was with them, bro. But either way, you're going to learn that game, man, because it's you learn what game to use in what situation. The way you talk to chicken heads is not the same way you're going to talk to the community queen, right? The prom queen is not the same way, right? The way you talking to the prom queen is not the way you're going to talk to that gangster chick. I need a gangster chick. You know what I mean? You ain't going to talk the same way. You got to move differently around each of these women. If you're dealing with someone from the burbs, you're dealing with some woman with education from the burbs, you got to come at her a little differently. You know what I mean? You don't have to match her academics. No, you still want to be a little thugged out, but you got to rein it in. You got to rein it in a little bit. You know what I mean? You got to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am to her parents because she got mom and dad in the house, which you ain't used to seeing this. Mom and dad in the same house. Y'all got a house. Y'all ain't out here in apartments in the hood like us. So you got to learn how to work the room, so to speak. I learned all that coming up in Cincinnati, man. By the time I got to the military and I met my buddies in the military, they just brought it all together for me. And now I'm all over the world. Now I'm in the Middle East. I'm in Europe. I'm in Asia. Oh, bro, it was a wrap. And I came back, man. I was an X-Man with it. X-Man. You know what I mean? Miss Globe Girl, you're not running game on them. They're running game on you. True. I've never been with a woman that didn't want me. She chose me first. The game and the secret to the game is not screwing it up. A woman will know the minute she meets you, the minute she lays eyes on you, if she gonna smash or not. She know right off rip. The key as a dude is to not F it up. All right, they give you a look. You get that look. As soon as you see that look, like, all right, it's on. It's on. She bout it. Now all I got to do is not screw this up. That's it. So many dudes don't know that. They mess it up. So you're right, Miss Glow Girl. It ain't really game. It's just understanding how to manage her game. Right? That's it. I know what I wanted, and I was able to get it because I was able to keep my mouth shut. You know what I mean, Brother Doug? I knew times change when I see groups of young men and women not talking to each other directly, but instead having entire conversations through text. Yep, that's the world we're in right now. That's the world. In the same room. They be sitting on the same, they be sitting on the couch right next to each other texting. I thought it's the weirdest thing I've seen in my life. You know what I mean, Miss AKA lady at Brother Mandrell. Oh, you're speaking today? Let me go play the lottery. Hey, look at that. Miss AKA lady getting it started. With that Brother Mandrell? Yeah, when Brother Mandrell, Cosmo Jones, I said no to a good-looking chick. She tore my hotel room apart. LOL. Absolutely, bro. And it's not that you can't go out here and just say no and be acting a certain way. You have to mean it. Women know the difference. They know if you're the wolf, or if they also know if you're the sheep wearing wolf's clothing. They know. If you're a sheep wearing wolf clothing, they know it. They know it. They're like, all right, dude, ain't nothing. Again, that goes back to Miss Globe Girl saying she finna run her game, run your pockets. They know it. But if you the real one, like you the real, and you tell her no, man, please. You ain't gonna be able to shake her. She gonna go crazy. She gonna go crazy. You know what I mean? That's how it works. If they come like that, they come like that. And that's game, knowing that game. Ms. A. Kaylee's like community queen. I like that one. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. Ms. Globe Girl, today women are pimping men out. So I heard. This was inevitable based on how y'all treated women in your days. What y'all think was going to happen? Women ain't pimping dudes out. You know what I mean? Women are feeding on the bottom 80. There are guys out there who women are just feeding on them, right? If the bottom 80 guys, you ain't got no game, but he got some money, they're going to run your pockets. That's always been the case. It's just now it's on a global scale. So you got women out there. I mean, I used to always mess with me and my man Jay Swans. We were in the military. We'd be in a club somewhere. This is when he was single. We wasn't buying drinks. We'd tell girls to go buy a drink and go tell that dude to go buy you a Hennessy and bring that Hennessy over here to me. That ain't never changed. That's always been the game. And our women who, the girls we trying to holler at, go over there, talk to the dude will buy them a Hennessy. The girl bring the Hennessy right over to us. I get mine, Jay Swans get his, we sitting back chilling. What the dude gonna do? Come over here and say something to us? He ain't got nothing to say. Oh, I didn't know you was gonna give those drinks to them. I bought you a drink. I ain't buy no drink for them. She's like, yeah, you bought me a drink and I gave it to them. And he ain't gonna do nothing to her because we watching. Go ahead and try something, player. See what we do up in here. And that's when I was a savage. I'm sitting there looking like, please, man, you look like you got some malice in your eye. Watch what we do. We gonna tear the whole club up. That's back in the day. Like I said, I was fresh off the block. So we was doing that all the time. You ain't gonna do nothing to her, player. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you might want to get up out of here. For real. So I wouldn't say, I don't know if I can co-sign with women are pimping men out. Women are just taking full advantage of the bottom 80. And it ain't just women taking full advantage of the bottom 80. There's a lot of people in the manosphere. There's a lot of fake gurus out there. It's a lot of these dating coaches out there. They're just taking money from these dudes. Everybody eating. That's why I tell guys, like, look, if you're going to invest yourself, be careful who you invest with. Be careful. If you're going to invest in yourself, make sure you get something out of it. Go get some coaching if you need it, but don't just pick any old body to be your coach. Make sure you're picking somebody who know what they're doing. If you going out there and you want to learn how to be a womanizer, you need to holler at Lucario. That dude know how to do it. Go holler at them guys. If you want to go out there and you want somebody who's going to teach you how to level up and teach you how to watch the room and teach you about human nature, not just female nature, but human nature. Teach you how to, how to work the room, how to talk to folks and all that. Make eye contact and holler at me. Yeah, it's gonna cost you a little bit of money, but guess what? I'm gonna be standing there right next to you in no man's land. I'll be at the bar listening to you. I'm on your right side, she on your left side. I'm gonna hear what you got to say, and I'm gonna tell you what you did wrong. I'm gonna tell you how to engage, how to disengage. I'm gonna do that, but you got to invest in the right one. But you know, like I say, hey man, these women run your pockets. That's on them. That's on them. That's on you for letting them run your pockets, bro. They feeding. If you food, you food. Period. Miss AKA Lady and Miss Globe Girl, I say the same thing. This is a product of Uncle Luke and them. Women adopted the foolishness. Roosters coming home to roost. Listen, nah. Uncle Luke and them, Trina, Trick Daddy. I mean, it goes all the way back to the real Roxanne, Shantae, all that. The game has always been the game. You know what I mean? You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Big Mama Thornton. You know, the game's always been the game. So it ain't about that. It's just women have always been the keepers of sex. Now women are loose with it. Men have always been the keepers of relationships, and they are walking away from relationships. That's where we are. That's where we are right now. That's the problem. But it's not a man, whatever. You know, it's if a dude has game, he go. I can walk into a strip club and I'm gonna walk out of there with a stripper's real phone number. I'm gonna walk out of there. I can set up a date with her if I want to. I ain't trying to have a relationship with a stripper. It's a problem. But why do I do that? They're the hardest ones to holler at. Same with bartenders. Get a bartender's number and get a bartender to actually come out with you and go. That's hard to do. That's hard to do. That's a way to sharpen your game. If I can get a stripper, if I can get a bartender, I can certainly get the average woman. That's the only reason I do that. The only reason I go holler at women like that, just to keep my game sharp. And I do it without paying. I ain't paying a dime. I got her taking me out for ice cream. Like, baby, why don't you take me out for some ice cream? You know you want to buy me some cookies and cream. Don't play. Don't play. They giggling and laughing or whatever. Invite them out to an open mic somewhere they can see me perform or whatever. It's done. 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 So I'm not spending money. Nah, the game is doing it without money. And this is what I'm telling these young dudes. They don't, you know, they trying to get on. It'll be a minute. Brother Doug, it's some women pimping men out, passing men around in their circle, DL. Don't sleep on Miss Globe Girl. She knows what she's saying. Bro, think about what you're saying, though. Men want sex, right? Passing a dude around your circle. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's not the same. It used to be that it was hard to, you know, get a woman, and it still is today, you know, for good women. They just not gonna jump into bed with any old body. There are some women out there to this day who guard their value. So to say that there are women out there who have a guy smash him and then let all the women in her crew smash him is just making him the Mac. Think about that. He ran through the whole crew. He's not getting passed around. That female circle was getting passed around to him. He's macking them out. Think about that. He could come out of that situation and tell the world, I met this woman right here and I smashed all 8 of her friends. Right? And people aren't going to be like, oh, you just a 304. Ooh, you got passed around. You got pimped out. Nah, he's just trying to smash. And if the situation is he got passed around to all the girls and he took each of them to a nice meal or something like that, and for like the cost of dinner at Mr. Child's, he got to smash each and every one of them. I mean, you could call him a trick, I guess. But isn't that the whole point of going out on dates? Isn't that how men think about it? They want to smash. So they'll pay for these nice meals, these nice experiences in hopes of getting the Foxy Brown in exchange. So either way, he doesn't come out looking bad. It's the women. So if that crew came up to me, Brother Doug, if you pointed to a crew of these attractive women and be like, yeah, man, that crew right there, they let that guy right there run through all of them. He smashed them all. I'm looking down on the crew. Like, damn, ain't that easy? All right. Let me go ahead and let me sick my dudes on them. I don't want nothing to do with them, but let me sick my dudes on them. So there's definitely a double standard there. Now, and granted, this is one of the very few double standards that kind of, you know, helps men out. But it's a double standard nonetheless. It's just, you can't be a dude. Like a woman can't pass a dude around. Like I'm pimping this dude out. If he's smashing, even if he's paying money, he's smashing. He takes a woman on a trip to Vegas, but he gets to smash. He happy. That's his game. So all those women fell for his game. He ain't get passed around. He's smashing them. At least that's how I see it. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. That's how I see it. And Miss Glow Girl, today buying a drink is nothing for a woman. Hey, facts. Now saves money for me because I mean I ain't trying to buy drinks. If I meet a woman and we have a really good conversation, like I mean a real conversation, y'all, like she really challenged me, I'll buy her a drink. If she's cool and she's a woman, I'll buy her a drink. I got no problem with that. But if I come up to a woman and she talking that boss babe stuff, baby, you could buy me a drink. How about that? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm drinking Hennessy XO. I mean, if you got it like that, baby, I'm pointing to the top of the shelf. Yeah, tell them to get the ladder out. Go get that. That's what I want. Ladies, be careful being alpha. Be careful. If you just be careful becoming the alpha, becoming the hunter. Don't hunt like men. Hunt like women. Don't hunt like us. If you hunt like us, I don't see you winning because guys just want to smash. That's it. And if women, if at the end of the day, if that's all y'all trying to do is smash, you ain't even got to be in a club for that. You ain't got to be all you got to do is point to a dude, especially if you attractive. Any guy you want, you got a 99.9% chance of him wanting to smash you. Sex is easy for women to get. It's hard for men to get. So try not to conflate that, ladies. Miss Glow Girl, Brother Doug, facts. Just passing men around and they don't even know it. Women are silent with their mess, which is fine. That benefits the guy, doesn't benefit the women. That could be part of the problem right there. That benefits the dude. And if he's smart, he'll keep his mouth shut and just keep running through the women. If he's smart, if I had a group of women, attractive women, like 8s and up, 7s and up, in the group, it's all 7s and up, and they pass me around the crew, I ain't saying a word. I'm just gonna plow the whole crew. It reminds me of an army cadence. I wish all the women were holes in the road, and I was the dump truck. I fill them with my load. Hey, hey, Barbarita. That's one of the songs I sang in basic training. Shout out to Drill Sergeant Stump. He wasn't even supposed to teach us that one. He got in trouble, but I never forgot it. Miss Glow Girl, there are differences between vintage pimping and pimping of today. No. Pimping is getting people to do stuff that they wouldn't normally do, or they're only doing it for you. So women have always had the upper hand on macking because guys will do whatever. And there's always been simpletons out there. So guys will do whatever. So, yeah, I don't know about that one, love. I mean, women can always get guys to do. You know what I mean? And Brother Doug is this polygandry is making a rise. And that's another thing too. These people in these poly relationships, the dudes in these poly relationships don't want to be in poly relationships. These are these basement dwellers who refuse to do the work. And in order for them to get sexual access, in order for them to get Foxy Brown, they agree to allow the women to go out and smash whoever they want to smash. That's bad for both people, in my opinion. That's bad for the dude because he doesn't really like. There's some guys out there who really don't care. I know some men out there, they just don't care. I mean, they're real pirates with it, man, like real Vikings. They really don't care. And the whole group sex and all that. But most men, the overwhelming majority of men do not want to be in a relationship where their woman is being smashed by other men, whether they're in the room or not. They don't like that. Most dudes are territorial about that sort of thing. They don't like that. Even someone like me, if I find out that's what you're doing, it's a wrap. I ain't messing with you, especially if I care about you. If a dude cares about a woman, he is not trying to have her out there smashing a bunch of dudes. There are some people out there, some guys out there that it does not bother. There are, but that's a very, very, very rare number. As a matter of fact, there's a dude that is on Mel King show all the time. He's a part of that community. He's a part of that loose, the S&M and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna have him on the show next month. I think I'm gonna hit him up. I caught up with him on Instagram. I think we were saying next month, or maybe like this month. I'm gonna try to get him on. Talk about that lifestyle. Talk about that world. I just found it fascinating, and I saw a lot of that in LA. But I'm telling you, even the dudes that are like the cockhole guys, the guys who are like, yeah, I want you to bang my, I want you to take my wife's Foxy Brown. She wants to give it to you. I'm gonna film it. Even those guys, man, they really don't like it. Most of those guys are doing it because that's the only way they can get consistent sexual access. So they have to do it. It's crazy. Brother Doug, I remember I dated a Hooters girl. People said I was dating a stripper. The fact that if you can get a Hooters girl, bro, I'm telling you, it takes game. That takes game. If you a bartender, especially like a Hooters bartender, tilted kilt type thing, if you can get one of them, takes game. Stripper takes game. To actually get a stripper, and here's the thing with strippers, man, they spend money like dudes. They'll take you out. They'll buy you stuff off the rip. It's just weird. Like I said, that's a different dynamic. The women who are in that field, when you get one of them and they into you, bro, they buying you all kind of stuff. They're buying you clothes, shoes, taking you out, they flying you out. They're doing all this kind of stuff. I know strippers that bought dudes cars, all kind of stuff. It's so easy for them to get pimped out. It's crazy. And what always happens with those couples, you got some guy and some girl, the girl's a stripper. What's the guy do? Smash all her stripper friends. That's how it goes down. 75% of the time, that's how it goes down. The dude smashes all of her stripper friends because her stripper friends think he must be special and they want a piece of it. And then they break up and the strippers get mad and they fight each other. It's a mess. Miss Globe Girl, you want to talk about messes? It's a mess. Brother Doug, passing the simp around. Even if you passing it, again, the simpleton's job, he's trying to use money to get sex. So if he gladly pay his money, buying experiences, dinners, and all this kind of stuff, if he's gonna get the sex. So that is his strategy. He wins. You're not passing him around, you helping him out. He wins. That's his strategy. And the women lose. It's just another body. That's how I see it. It is what it is. Miss Globe Girl DL, the whole crew ran through him. That's nasty. Not to him. Nasty. He went from 0 to 15 bodies, all on dimes. And he got a story to tell his dudes. So now other dudes who like, what, you did who? The whole crew have a seat. He done earned his seat at the table with the players. And now he can really learn some game. It's the way men look at sex is way different than the way women look at sex. And these young girls who are out here getting it, smashing, doing all this nonsense, that's what they're learning. They're learning that, wow. I know a girl, stripper, dating the guy. The guy ran through her crew. Like I said, all her stripper friends banged him. She broke up with the guy. She was all messed up. She was mad at him. So what did she do? She was mad at him. You know what she did? She went out and she had sex with 10 dudes. I'll show him. I'm going to go out here and blah, blah, blah. 10 dudes, of the 10 dudes, a few of them were like basement dwellers or whatever, because she's a stripper. They're in there, whatever, paying big money, whatever. The guys are in there hollering at her at the strip club, spending big money for years and years and years, months and months and months, however it breaks down. One day she gets mad because her boyfriend smashed her best friend and she wants to make him angry. I'm going to go out here and smash this nobody. And that's what she did. She made that nobody a somebody. Because he smashed a woman he would never be able to holler at. And it makes him think his strategy worked. All I gotta do is go to the next strip club and find another girl and just keep paying until her boyfriend messes up and I'll get to smash her too. Ridiculous. Right? But he's a simpleton. That's his game. All she did was fall for his game. He got what he wanted. He got to smash. And she got to add a body to her already high body count. Right? Trying to make some dude mad who obviously doesn't even care about her. So it's two different ways of looking at this, people. You really gotta, ladies especially, y'all gotta look at it. If you get crushed by some dude, you get ran up on by some player, some guy who has real good game, and it doesn't work, fine. Become celibate for a while, become a virgin again. Don't run out and smash 10 dudes and you thinking you winning. You're not winning. Casual germs facts, DL. Let them think they're winning. Yeah. Hey man, it only helps the dudes who know the game. You know what I mean, Brother Doug? I'm talking about passing around using a guy. He may or may not even sniff the draws. Nah, bro. Nah, like she, that's two different things. And that's just okay. If a woman can extract resources and time and attention from you, and you not smashed, yeah, she won. That's how you do it. That's female player right there. But if she smashed even one time, she lost. I don't care how much money she got out that guy. I got him for $20,000, girl. Did you smash? Well, I let him get a little bit. Shit, he won. He just paid you 20 grand for it. That's what it was worth to him, 20. Right? To the next guy, it might be worth 10. It might be worth a drink. It might be worth some ice cream. I'll take you get some ice cream. Right? 5 guys down the road, you might be paying him. So ladies that, y'all are the keepers, the gatekeepers of sex. Y'all determine who gets the Foxy Brown, ladies. You just can't be giving it to any old body. You just can't be giving it to any old body now. Ms. Globe Girl DL, what do you think is happening when a wife knowingly accepts the fact that her man has a side chick? Well, I know women who have a guy, there's a couple guys I'm thinking of, and these guys, one of them is a billionaire. The other guy, his net worth is north of 100 million. I haven't seen these guys in a long time. This is when I was in LA. Both these men had wives. The wives knew that these guys would step out on occasion, whatever. They knew it. And these wives, to my knowledge, did not smash anybody else. They didn't want anybody else. They had the guy. They loved this dude. Both of them loved their guy. They had kids, right? The homes, the airplanes, right? The cars, the boats, they had all that. They were locked in. Both women had signed prenups, so they knew how much money they were going to get. And both of the prenups scaled up after so many years or whatever. So after they hit I think it was 15, I think the number after 15 years, they were guaranteed, it was north of $50 million. And then some homes, which the whole package was in the hundreds of millions of dollars when, because they knew what homes they would get, this, that, and the third. They never messed around. They didn't want the other dudes. They were happy with the situation that they had. Now, that doesn't mean I don't know if they messed around. They said they didn't do it. Doesn't mean that they had some real slick dude coming in there or they're smashing a pool boy. I don't know. But they told me, we're just going to go by what they said. And it was at separate times. They weren't talking together in the same room. This is just over years, just talking to them, knowing them. And they were like, it is what it is. He's going to go out there. Men going to be men. He loves me. I love him. He loves his children. He's never messed up. He's never went out and had other kids. He's never brought anything home. Never had any of those bumps and stuff on his lips. And, his joystick never had to get a shot. You know what I'm saying? And these women were happy with that relationship. That's what they signed up for. They knew going in. It's like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. So now, if you a dude and you the manager at Waffle House, do you think your wife who's out here working her butt off is going to tolerate you going out here having side chicks? Absolutely not. So those guys are going to lie and they're not going to tell them the truth. And when it does go bad, it goes all the way bad. And there's no summer houses. There's no jet. There's not hundreds of millions of dollars on the line. It's just over. Right. So, it is what it is. There are men out there who are going to want to smash a whole bunch of women. They don't care about the relationship. And there are men out there like me. I get into a relationship. I've never cheated. I can honestly say I've never cheated in a relationship. I don't do it. If I'm with a woman, that's the woman I want to be with. I get rid of everybody else. I'm with her. A lot of people think I'm stupid for doing it, but that's just how I get down. I know my man Jay Swans ain't never cheated on his wife ever. Ever. I know that for a fact. You know what I mean? And they've been together forever. I know that for a fact. Couple decades strong. But I know a lot of men who do cheat. So, look, sis, I'm just here to tell you, if women give themselves to just any old guy, it's not the same as a guy giving himself to any old girl. That's just a double standard. Maybe that'll change, but I'm not dealing with that. If I know a woman is out there getting it in like that, if she done smashed anybody in my crew, anybody I know, if I've ever known, I'm not taking her serious. If I'm in Miami, I'm kicking it with some girl, and I'm like, man, she's everything I've ever wanted. Beautiful, Latina. God, look at her body. Hard working. This is great. And then fresh pull up. And Fresh be like, yo, I used to smash her. It's a wrap. I'm just smashing that woman from that point on. I ain't gonna get rid of her now because she's fine. I ain't gonna say nothing to her, but I'm just smashing. You don't smash Fresh? Nah, I'm just smashing. Are you out here? It's all good. That's how I am. No, I ain't gonna make no big story. I ain't gonna say, oh my God, I can't believe you smashed Fresh. I ain't gonna say none of that. And Fresh gonna tell me the truth. Like, yeah, bro, it's what it is. He ain't got nothing. We cool like that. Ain't nothing to lie about. All right, bet. I'm not messing with it. I'm not doing it. And she could have been like, oh, it's just a one-off. We were on a boat, whatever. I didn't even know who he was. All right, cool. I'm not messing with you. Now, I'm not gonna tell her that. It's just, I already know this relationship just changed. It just changed. I'll put you in this box over here, and you know, what's up with your girls? That's where I'm at with it. So, like I said, it's a double standard, and this one does not help. Side chick or two. Yeah, you're right about that. Miss AKA lady. Most women don't want to be in that position either. Facts. Brother Doug DL, give it more time and you will hear more horror stories from guys in the manosphere. You will know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't, I'm deep in the Mano swamp. I ain't gonna lie, I'm deep. You know what I mean? Just people I'm trying to work with, people I've worked with in the past, people I've met. A lot of folks do come up to me. I've heard a lot of these stories, but to me, it always boils down to a lack of game. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Especially with these guys. Guys will come tell me stories, and they'll be telling me their story. I finish the story for them. They're like, "Did you know her?" Like, no, it's just this is common, bro. How could you not see this? Keep your emotions in check, my friend. It is what it is. A red flag is a red flag, bro. You see it, don't ignore it. You ignored it, and it went bad. It is what it is. Man, I had so many more videos, man. We had another article and 2 more videos. I'm gonna do a part 2 tomorrow. And just because I want Jay Swans to come up here and be able to talk crazy. But brother Doug, I hear you, bro. I've seen them. I've heard the stories. Miss Glow Girl, passing a man around does not mean the woman is passing herself around. That's what you're not understanding. Well, let me passing a man around to me means this woman had a guy, she had sex with him. And now she's passed the guy off to her friend who has sex with him. Now, it might not be that cut and dry. It might take some time. He might be investing in, like, the first girl he was with her, and, bunch of trips and dinners and nice clothes and Chanel bags and Louis bags and Prada glasses and all that. Maybe a couple trips to Europe and Asia. Didn't work out. So now he's smashing her friend, and she knows about it. It's cool. Yeah, it's my girl so-and-so. And then the same thing happens. He's doing the nice dinners, Nobu, yacht parties, private jets, social circle game, bottles here and there, and he smashes her and then goes on to the next one. That's what I'm thinking by passed around. Let me know if I'm getting it wrong. Let me know if I'm getting it wrong. Miss Glow Girl, it's like bartending. Is that right? Oh, it's like bartering? It's like bartering. Again, the woman is not giving herself to a whole bunch of men. I mean, yeah, if women are out there just running game on dudes, getting, like, again, they're getting attention, money, and resources from guys, and the guy's not getting any Foxy Brown in return, then yeah, she won. That's what's up. She won. And if he wants to run through her whole crew doing the same thing, yeah, absolutely. I high five you on that. Point him out to me. If we ever meet each other in real life, point them dudes out. I'll laugh at them. I'm like, oh, he's buying what? Man, tell him, give me some Prada glasses. You know me? Tell him to buy me a bottle of XO. Send it to the house. Y'all go into the club. Call me when y'all get in there. I'll come sit at that section. I'm cool with that. If dudes are happy getting their pockets ran through by women and they're not getting anything out of it physically, hey, man, that's on dude. He needs some game. I am not mad. Girl, you and your girls do it. Y'all do you. Y'all get it done, boo. Call me. I want to have fun too. I want to come out there, get me some free drinks. You know what I mean? Get me into the party for free. Yeah, I'm with that. And then Brother Doug is like, same here. When I'm in a relationship, I'm committed. Yeah, I absolutely believe in that, bro. If I'm with the woman I want to be with, I ain't messing with nobody else. That's just how I get down. Miss Glow Girl. So why don't men talk about good, wholesome, committed relationships instead of spreading this narrative that men should get the Foxy Brown or run up in women's backs or whatever you say? Yeah, blow their back out. Because it's really It's really difficult to be the good guy and go out here into this world and not get wrecked. So you have to come to the dark side first, right? It's like when people come see me, like I said, I'm like a Sith Lord. You feel me? I'm not Jedi. I'm not Jedi. I'm like the Sith. So when dudes like, what do we need to do? I tell them this.
Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
I make them my children. Join me. And this is part of learning the game. Unfortunately, Ms. Globe Girl, you cannot go out here and get involved in these streets and go out here and meet these women until you understand women. It's really difficult to go out here and be the good guy if you're not the bad guy first. And this is just my opinion. Right? So you can have a good, wholesome, committed relationship, but you have to understand the situation on the ground. You have to accept basic truths, right? You have to. You have to. If you're a dude that likes smashing a bunch of women, you got to embrace that. I'm cool. I'm cool with. I did my thing, but I never cheated. I have my reasons for that. It's a reason I never cheated, and I never will. I have my own reason. It has to do with my life and what I have seen growing up. I'll never cheat. Never. Once I tell a woman you're my woman, that's it. It's her. I get rid of everybody else. But I know how to find a good woman because I have all this experience. This is one of the things that Myron Gaines says. A lot of people don't like it. But he's saying that every guy should have 50 sexual experiences. 50, you should sleep with 50 women. And they hate that. A lot of people hate that. And the reason he says it is not that it's like a badge of honor. Like, yeah, I leveled up to, I'm a 50%er. I'm 100. No. It's so you understand female nature. You don't truly understand how grimy church women can be until you deal with church women. That's why when I speak on the church, I'm not knocking the religion. I'm just letting you know what's inside them doors. Because I've been there. I was raised in there. And it's only gotten worse. I haven't been to church for real since the 1980s. And it was bad then. It's even worse now. But I know this through experience. Right? When I talk about like college girls, you need to understand how wild college girls get for a couple of years. How do I know? Because I experienced it. I saw it. And I know girls are out there getting it. I'm talking about smashing 2-3 different dudes a day. I've seen it. Like a day.
Oh, that's nasty.
I've seen it. And then turn around, you see them 5-6 years later, they're married, got 2 kids, husband loves them, everything. They looking at me like, shh. And like, I ain't gonna say nothing, baby. I know what it is. And faithful to that guy. She ain't even messing around. It can happen. I've seen it. I've seen the good girls who are good girls. I've seen them, tried to get at them. Some of them couldn't get to them. You had to be in a committed relationship with them. It wasn't happening. Been there in bed with them. Right there. I'm talking about right there. Joystick Foxy Brown right there. Nope. You got to tell me I'm your woman. Now, I ain't telling you that. Now, we ain't doing that. Oh, you can't have it then. You got to experience these things. Once you experience these things, then you can go out here and, you have a license to get wrecked. Once you experience these things and you understand these things, you can go out here and try. And if you get wrecked, it's on you. But you can never go out here and be the good guy, love, ever. You can never go out here and be the good guy. It just doesn't work. I wish I could say it. I wish I could tell you that I could just get these young men and train them up to be perfect young knights of the round table. And they go out there and just throwing down their coats for puddles and open up the doors and all this other kind of stuff. But you can't. You have to understand female nature today. You must understand this. And even with this understanding and acceptance, you're going to fail. because there's some women out there with some real good game. They like ninjas with it. They're shapeshifters. You know what I mean? They can present themselves to be whatever. And if you're not careful, you'll fall for it. If your vetting process isn't there, you'll fall for it. 2 years. 2 years. If she can fool me for 2 years, she wins. My vetting process, 2 years. Every time I went less than 2 years, I got wrecked, and it was my fault. I know better. 2 years. You can't fool me for more than 2 years. I don't care who you is. That's right. I said who you is. Y'all know I'm hood. 2 years. So that's what it is. I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. But that's the answer, sis. I wish. Once a guy has that experience, right? Once he's been with however many women it takes, it may not have to be 50. It may have to be 100. Who knows, wherever the number is. But once he understands female nature, once he understands male nature, when he understands these dudes out here throw you under the bus, they'll do anything to get this woman. They'll snake you out in a heartbeat. These dudes are simpletons. You got to understand that. That's human nature. Don't be mad as dudes over here trying to salt you out. Trust me, there are hundreds of guys right now hitting up Mel King on her Instagram, trying to tell her what kind of dog D. Lewis, DL Saint is, and this and that. They trying it. Don't matter. I ain't trying to get her. I care less. And she knows it. I don't care. Please try to salt me out, because these dudes don't realize all you doing is making me look better in her eyes. Oh, he a real one. Man, these niggas really trying to hate on dude. He must be a real one. Then they meet you in real life, expecting the worst, and they get the experience of a lifetime. Like, oh man, you're such a gentleman. Like, for real. How come you don't do this in real life? Like, this is real life, love. YouTube is fake. This is real life. And then I'll whisper in her ear, don't get it twisted now. You give me that, girl. I'll blow your back out right now tonight at the W. And she'll start laughing. You so silly, DL. 2 hours later. Oh, yeah. And she ain't mad at me. Why? Faced with the game. Game peep game. It is what it is. So when I train these dudes up to understand the situation on the ground right now, I can't send you into no man's land unarmed and untrained. When I send them out there in no man's land, they got a chance of success. If they only keep to their basics, they stick to the basics, they'll be successful. You know what I mean? I wish I could send them out there, just tell them to be good guys. I wish I could do that. Brother Doug DL, your version of passing around a guy is different. Your version of guy game. The other version is the incel type word. You know what I mean? Brother Vikings in the house. What's good, fam? Just tuned in. That was Fire Vader. Yeah, bro. That's it, man. We got brother Chris Smokey Hat. What's good, bro? Appreciate that, man. With the $5 super sticker, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, bro. I mean, the money is necessary just so we can keep the message going and we can have this platform. Like tonight, you know, we're talking about the sexual marketplace, and we're gonna split this show up because I'm coming up on 3 hours. I don't want to go over 3. I gotta feed my daughter, y'all. Well, actually, I made the food. I don't know if she fed herself. I gotta go down here and find out. But the key is this. It is what it is. And to me, like that's the best I can put it. It is what it is on the sexual marketplace stuff, man. And I love talking about it. And like I was saying, the money comes, it keeps us afloat. So we have these shows, we get a lot of people watching, we have, you know, great interaction. And then we'll do the shows on AI, and then we'll do the shows on politics. Jay Swans is chomping at the bit to talk about politics. We do the shows about finance. You know, we'll do the Tech Sunday shows, and we'll do the News Roundup Saturday shows. We'll do we'll do like every now and then we'll do a open mic show. We just talk about anything. I don't want to get locked down in one, pigeonholed in one little facet. I want to talk about everything. But I mean, these topics right here are the best because people are looking for answers. People are looking for answers. It's messed up out here. It's a change. There's definitely a change. And I've been around. I've seen it. I've seen this. I've seen the change. And we got to prepare these men and women, these young girls. I'm telling them, like, you know what I mean? Quit doing the most. Put on more clothes. We don't need, discovery trumps disclosure. Disclosure, Yes, discovery trumps disclosure. Let me discover you have an amazing body. After we've been dating and I've been out there trying to get to know you, and I'm just, let me discover that there's nothing better than, you got a woman, she likes to wear, baggy clothes, like loose fitting clothes. And then, she decides that she's going to allow you to share the best part of her. And it's, it's a nice night, it's moonlit or whatever, the window's open and that moonlight's coming in there. And you finally get, she unbuttons her blouse or whatever, and she takes the loose clothing off, and you see she's got a body like, oh my God, bro, that is the absolute best. And ladies, if you make a guy wait like that, and he discovers how your body really looks, he discovers that you are like a 10 in the body, like your body is perfect. He discovers that, he don't want to share that with nobody. That man gonna be in such love with you. It's crazy. And he know how hard it was for him to get there. And he's like, bro. So like I said, if y'all out there smashing a bunch of dudes, man, keep them bodies in your closet, man, because it's not a good look if you got a bunch of bodies. And if he find out you got a bunch of bodies, he's going to come at you differently. He's not going to wait. He's not going to put in the work. So I'm trying to help ladies and men with this, bro. Brother Viking, they say that so you can learn to tell the good girls from the bad girls. Exactly. That's the 50 bodies. That's what he's talking about. They say that so you can learn the difference. You got to go out there and learn the difference. You got to be prepared. Chris Smokey Hat, just showing some love. Happy to be here. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. That's for you and Brother Viking. Miss Globe Girl, sex with 50 women does not equate to understanding the true nature of women. You think women are that simple? No, but it's maybe, sis, I don't know if you realize how hard it is for men to get sex. It's really difficult, even for the guys who know what they're doing. It is really difficult to get sex. It really is. So if a guy can get 50 women of different backgrounds to share with him the best part of themselves, which is the Foxy Brown. I know it's a silly term, but to be intimate with him, that takes work. And there's a lot of things that goes on with that, like in the hunt and stuff like that. There are women out there who are easier than others and this and that. A lot of people think, well, because she's from the ghetto, she's a freak. And because she's from, the 1%, that she's an angel. Nah, a lot of times it's the other way around. You won't know that until you get out there and start, getting these women. In order to get 50 women to sleep with you, you probably got to go through a few hundred easy. Easy. Maybe 500. You probably got to talk to like 500 women. Probably more. If I sit down and actually run the numbers, to actually get a woman to sleep with you, especially when you don't know what you're doing, so you're working on your game as you go. It's not like your game is mastered going in. So now, Ms. Glow Girl, it's really hard to get women to be intimate with you. So if you 50 women, then you really know how the game works as far as that part, like the hunt. You know what I mean? Knowing how to get that, you really understand that. It's easier for women to get 50 dudes. A woman could get 50 dudes in 2 days if she wanted to be honest with you, a day. Let's keep it 100. She can get 50 dudes in one day if she wanted to. There's not a guy out here that can get 50 women in one day that has sex with him. Not a single dude. And any guy that says he can, he's a liar. Brother Doug, good guy with the real LDG. With a real I don't give a F attitude can work. Yes, but it has to be real, like you said. It has to be a real attitude. It can't be fake. Chris Smokey Hat, I'll stir the hornet's nest. You can either love a woman or understand her, never both. Oh, you can love a woman or understand her, never both. Ooh, that's good. That's good pushback. You can either love a woman or understand her, never both. First time I heard that one, brother. Ooh. Make sure you're back for part 2. We're going to do part 2 tomorrow. We're going to delve into that. I'm going to make sure I bring that up. You can either love a woman or understand a woman. Never both. Damn. All right. I don't know who had the best comment of the day, but Chris Smokey had just won. That comment's fire. Chris Smokey had just he just took over. Man, I want to finish reading these chats and I gotta go. We're gonna do a part 2 tomorrow, y'all. We're gonna pick this up again tomorrow. at Miss Globe Girl. Oh, y'all are really simping on Melanie King. They are, girl. They are simping on. Listen, one day when you ain't got, I think Mel's on. I think she's on now. I think she had a live coming up. Go over there and go look at that chat. Go look at. Oh my God, are they simping on Mel King? Girl, look. Are they? Yes. Brother Viking Paradigm and Miss Globe Girl. Yes. If you interact with enough women, you get 50 body count. You'll learn everything you need to know, but your gaslighting is adorable. Yeah, she's more than adorable, man. She's a sailor, bro. You better be careful with Miss Globe Girl. You know what I mean? She'll call in an airstrike on your ass. she'll have a SEAL team outside your door. That's the one thing about the Navy. They got the SEALs. So, you know, they got those Force Recon Marines. So be careful, bro. But like I said, that's my favorite sailor right there. Brother Doug, there's a time limit on waiting. Not for some dudes, bro. Some dudes will wait forever, man. Literally. I've seen guys wait over 30 years for a woman, man. 30 years. I am not exaggerating. 30 years and still waiting. There's no time limit. Brother Doug, getting the sex part is easy for me. Maintaining a long-term relationship, that's the hard part for me. It might be you, bro. I'm in the same boat. Like, you know, getting sexy is easy, but, you know, it really boils back to us. Like, who are we smashing? You know, what type of women are we going after? That sort of thing. You know, and again with men too, like with me especially, like right now, I'm not even doing nothing, bro. I've taken the oath, bro. I've taken the oath. Sometimes men can take the oath, but most cases, the oath is placed upon men. Like I'm just not fucking around like that. So, but yeah, getting that relationship. If we're having a hard time as men getting a relationship, getting into a committed relationship, it's more likely it's us. It's something maybe we really don't want that relationship, or we're trying to get it from the wrong type of women. But that's part of it, bro. And Brother Doug, most men will not admit it, but on average, guys may have 7 to 10 sexual partners in a lifetime. Yeah, we did that show. That's what the numbers say. The average amount of sexual partners in North America for a man, I want to say is 7 or 9. The first person I heard say that was Michael Sertan. Yeah, he had the numbers for it. So yeah, and I looked it up, and he's correct. I did a show on it, as a matter of fact. I think it was called Body Count or something like that. Let's run the numbers on body count. And I had all the surveys, and I was just kind of scrolling through it. It told you which states where people had the highest body counts versus the lowest body counts, and the average body counts and all that kind of stuff. It's a pretty good show. Go back and check it out. Ms. Globe Girl. So if the recommendation is that men go through at least 500 women, where does he find time to level up in other areas, or is it just about sex? Right. In order to get 50 women to give you the Foxy Brown, you probably wind up trying to talk to at least 500 women. I mean, you got to go through a big number, especially when you don't know what you're doing. So it does take a lot of time. And that's why Rich Cooper says the juice isn't worth the squeeze. He's like, chase excellence, not women. And that's all part of what's going on with this red pill content. You know, so while you're out there hollering at women, and when Myron said the 50 body count was like, you know, men shouldn't get married until they have X amount of money, until they've slept with at least 50 women, until they have some other stuff. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it's just the 50 women part sticks out because people push back on that. So the guy should be focused on himself. He should be working on himself, building himself into the best version of himself. He should be making money. He should be getting socially calibrated. He should be fellowshipping with other top tier men. He should be doing that sort of stuff. And then women are a byproduct of that work ethic. And then, you know, he shouldn't be thinking about settling down until he reached those benchmarks and being with 50 women. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what the number is, but it can't be 1 or 2 or 3. You can't say, well, I slept with 5 women, so I know what's up with women. No, it has to be a high number. He says 50. I'm cool with 50. If it were 30, if a guy was like, man, I've been with 30 women, all right, you know, that's enough. Well, you know, it's kind of like, all right, that should be enough to let you know what's going on with that. But I mean, I'm cool with that number 50. And Miss Globe Girl, she was like, nah, I'm good. And you know, it's not about sex either. It's really not about the sex. It's about understanding what it takes to get said sex. That's what it's about. It's about just, again, trying to understand how it works, because it is really difficult to get sex from women. Ms. Globe Girl, with the Melanie King chat, I mean, I can't. Oh yeah, girl. Man, look, she got a lot of bottom dwellers over there. But like I said, they're cool cats. And a lot of those dudes, like, yo, just work on yourself. You know, there are men out here that Miss Globe Girl, there are dudes out here right now, if they knew you were in this chat, would be over here trying to holler at you. There's dudes out here right now trying to figure out how to holler at you. If you had Instagram or whatever, slide into your DMs, trying to figure out how to get a hold of you. This is how they think they got to, you know, talk to people. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. You need to meet them in real life. You need to go out and meet them in real life. You can't do it online. And Miss Globe Girl, is that why they don't go to college or only want to be entrepreneurs? How would they find time to chase excellence? They should always be chasing excellence and not women. At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. But they want to chase women and not excellence. That's just the way it is. Dudes don't want to go to college because it's a big investment. I think a lot of guys are looking at it like that's a lot of money. But you don't have to go to big schools. I want you there. I encourage people to go to military. Like the Navy right now, the Navy will give you a ton. I get $60,000 towards college right now for a 3-year enlistment. I think it's crazy. So find other ways to, you know, get your college paid for. All right, y'all, it's 3 hours. I gotta go, y'all. I'm gonna leave it right there. We're gonna do part 2 tomorrow on the state of marriage in America, part 2 tomorrow. We're gonna do part 2 tomorrow. And Ms. Globe Girl's like, hey, how about the military? Yeah, I encourage guys to go to the military, but with a plan. I tell guys to enlist in the military. If they want to go to college, I'm like, all right, go to the military. See what the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard are offering towards college. See how much you can get from the military, because they're going to get everything out of you. So then I'm like, yeah, go ahead and do that. Go to the military. You're doing it for post-military life when you get your college and all that together. And it's going to teach you how to, depending on where you get stationed, it's going to teach you how to work with people, work on your social skills. And while you're in the military, you can be getting credits towards that degree. That's what I tell them. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But yeah, I got to go, y'all. I really got to go. We're going to do part 2 tomorrow. Thank y'all so much for rocking out. Ms. Globe Girl, thank you. Brother Dino, Brother Doug, you know what I mean? Jay Swans was in here, Mandriel, everybody, Brother Viking. Thank y'all so much for rocking out with your brother. You know what I mean? Chris Smokey Hat, man, I appreciate it, man. Players in demand, I appreciate all y'all, bro. Good night, namaste to you as well. You over here using your Japanese trying to look all sexy, girl. Stop it. Stop it. If we gonna chase excellence, we ain't gonna chase you, Navy. I'm just playing. You know what I mean? Shoot what ship show to you, babe. So I'm gone. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna do part 2 of the state of marriage in America. I'm not even gonna touch my computer. I'm gonna leave it all right here. Hopefully y'all can make it. Thanks for rocking out with me. Y'all know what time it is, man. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. I'm gonna talk to y'all later.
Darn, that's the end.
See y'all tomorrow. Don't be late.